Up, gents. Yeah, big move today to the downside on Apple and on the market in general. Let's have a look at how the NQ is doing. We are almost down 1% right now on the NQ, breaking down here below 15.5 and a third. We have 15.516 the low. The ES faring a bit better though. Only about a third of a percentage down on the day is the ES. We'll have a look at that. But tried to get green there as we moved up into 45.39. It's been an interesting morning. Definitely red on the day. Apple though, the Wonderlust conference, you want to call it, the announcement event, whatever term you want to use, going on now. They've talked about both the Apple Watches, the regular one and the Ultra. They talked about the iPhone, the regular iPhone 15. Now they're talking about the Pro model. If you want, tune into that, guys. But Apple, 1 3/4 south. Let's look.
It's well, it was flushing. It's bouncing a little bit here. Sean's muted.
I'm dancing. I don't need to have my mic turned on. What the hell's your problem?
So Apple,
we're $2 in the money.
Apple's tanking right now. Everything is tanking to the downside. It's a good thing all of that stuff is in red on that left side. They basically started selling this, not even waiting for pricing. Apple sold off the second they started talking about the phone in anticipation. 177 looks like it's your sell the news event level. Forget about 78. I think that's come and gone. The actual low sitting here that Max was talking about, 176.25, I think that's worth a look as well. So all three of those, the market's headed downside. Tesla might, I mean, I know it's Apple's event day, but Tesla might be the bigger story because remember how strong it was. Tesla just broke the low of the day, so keep an eye on Tesla, but you're stair-stepping to the downside on Apple. I think I want to be looking short, at least off that 177 to be sure. So we talked about a sell the news event. The only downside was they didn't wait to sell the news until the pricing came out, which was a disappointment because it had already fallen $1 before that even happened.
Yeah, so we're just staying with what we're doing. You can see we're now $2.22 now in the money on Microsoft. We just re-shorted this bad boy right here as well. Shorting it earlier off sticky note levels of 336, 337, then shorting it again off VWAP, and then boom goes the dynamite. Like, we're shorting it here for 20, 30 cents worth of risk. We're now $2.25 in the money. Took a lot of these out at 333, didn't realize it would drop this far, but bye-bye Microsoft, bye-bye market, bye-bye everything. We're still short. We re-shorted, by the way, AMC. We got actually, so remember we were holding about 20% and then it ripped up and took us out? Well, we just re-shorted it as well. So right now, like, everything is groovy, baby. Just keep on going to the downside here for Softy. Everything is really starting to get extended here. So, yeah, thanks Apple for that opportunity to do that. Let's see where this one goes. I mean, Microsoft's down more than Apple today. And again, we're just going to continue to do what we do best here, and that is trade. So hopefully we're really good. Bears versus, well, Adam is getting more and more comfortable. Good job there, Adam, on the midday. It's only his second day.
Second time. He did the
whole
show.
The whole damn show, man.
The
3 hours?
The whole kit and caboodle.
I don't think people understand how difficult that is.
No, that's... Like, if you think about it, like, we go from 8, we do 2.5 on my chart question. We do 2.5 hours, and then we get a break, and then we come back on, we give you another 2. It is, like, that midday is definitely a bit challenging. Sorry, guys, I was just cleaning up wick on my chart. I wanted to show you guys Tesla breaking the low of the day, but I had crazy wick to the downside. So I'll just have to show you cleanly. Let's go, load up. Tesla took out this level here, 268. We're going to talk about all different topics in a second, but you got to go to what's happening now. So you're breaking down off of 268, which is the morning low. This is the wick that's bothering me. I'll try to get rid of it again next time, but it did crash the chart. So I think short off of this 268 looks like a decent consolidation short because you can stop out for less than 50 cents, and if you continue trend to the downside, it gets pretty darn nasty. We'll get to some of the cannabis names as we do the rundown. Oh, and the futures. Worth mentioning, the futures are near yesterday's bottom. There was a wick underneath that this morning. So if we take out 15.55, remember be on the Z contract, if we take out 15.552, then that could be a fresh low on the NASDAQ, and then it's, yeah, it could be flush city. So keep your eye on not just Apple, but Tesla as well. If you're looking for a name that was strong, Amazon was having a good day before the Apple event as well.
All right, guys, Google next on the list there. Today was the first day of the antitrust lawsuit brought on by the U.S. Department of Justice for its monopoly on search. It's down 0.87% today. I'm getting a little bit of some headlines coming out from the trial. It hasn't done much today, though, but it is making lower highs, guys. Any look here on Google?
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we shorted Google earlier, and we really liked that name to the short side near that 137. We did miss an opportunity there. Today, we're just like, we're pretty on fire here today, what's been going on. And we just got, I don't know, is it luck or what is it? But I mean, we thought the short was going to come through today. We had a monster day yesterday. So we wanted to short Google there on the antitrust, obviously. So we just didn't get as many shares as we wanted to because it was an early position. Then we averaged it in, waiting for this 137. But sometimes patience pays. Here, we didn't get enough shares, but we did get them out for a nice little win there. It's not moving as much as I thought. Like the fact that it's down the same as the NASDAQ here is a little disappointing to me. I thought it would have been down a little bit more, but as a shareholder, I like, so there's nothing wrong with that. But for right now, I was expecting Google to be a little bit lower, to be honest with you, where it is. I mean, we've really took advantage. We don't even have Microsoft on there, but you know, this is the #1 name off the sticky note today of 337. There's a 337 short. It's $5 in the money, and we also re-shorted it right here again as well. So I picked on Microsoft today as a weaker tech name. Again, I was just doing that based on Oracle, and based on the cloud, based on the way Microsoft moved a little bit yesterday, breaking into some levels. But again, look at Oracle, nice downside move. I thought that they reported a bad cloud number and didn't like moving forward, so I shorted Microsoft. But I am surprised that Google isn't a little bit lower. It looks just as good on the daily chart. So
It's very, I don't know, it's sideways since the open. If that, I don't know, it's trend down, I guess, but it's not a huge move, and it can't even seem to get past support from 2 days ago, that 135.5, which I thought would be a bit of a flat bottom break into 133 on Alphabet. So it's a weird one, to be sure. Maybe we get a little something here where you break down this channel. But until then, I mean, it's showing you 136.25 as resistance. That's like 30 cents from here. So if we go sideways, maybe there's a scalp trade on Alphabet. I don't know what to tell you. I thought there'd be a little more volatility with this name today as well, only because I don't think we'll get to it, and because we're kind of, you know what, I guess we're going to do cloud next, so we can go back to the desk and talk Oracle, because there is a cloud name that was looking relatively strong. We'll get to that as we go back to the desk here for some Oracle earnings.
All right, guys, Oracle reported yesterday, and it missed on the top line, beat on the bottom line, which is something you don't typically hear. Like Neil alluded to, a lot of competition coming out from cloud, whether it's Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, and corporate spending is also being reduced here, and that was reflected in their guidance. Let's have a look here at the chart. There's a big move down initially on the algo spike, and then the call came in at 5:15, and it moved down again, settled there at about a 1:15 this morning, started out the morning at 1:15, and now we've broken that 109 area, barely holding on to 108 is Oracle, down 14 3/4.
So we got what we were looking for out of Oracle. Obviously, you could be trend down, but I was looking SSR bounce at every single even dollar starting at 12, and that was the play. So if you looked at what happened to Oracle, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was a great report, but if you look at that daily chart, 111, 110, 112, those were the levels to look for the SSR bounce. It did give you multiple opportunities off it. First, bouncing off 11 into 13. I actually didn't take 12 to 13. I didn't take the 111 bounce. It was very, very muted. And at that time, didn't look like it was good enough for a bounce play. Then it showed you 110 multiple times into VWAP. I got out at VWAP, and you could have held it a little bit longer. So the SSR bounce play does work out for Oracle here, but you're seeing trend to the downside pretty heavily. It's a nasty move. 15% for a company as big as Oracle is pretty nasty. If this does get, I don't want to say out of hand, but if this does continue in the next couple of days, it's worth throwing out there. The 200-period moving average is awfully close to $100 even. I would tend to think 100, especially tomorrow, because it'll be SSR tomorrow too, right? It's down 10% today. It's SSR tomorrow. Like if I thought the SSR bounce was decent at 110, I'm gonna like it at 100. I can't see any way we see that today. If we see 100 on Oracle, then whatever. Like that won't happen. I don't want to say that's never going to happen, because then something crazy is going to happen and I'll look stupid. But
it's never going to happen, Neil.
I will go for the SSR bounce off 100 on Oracle. You got 2 days for it to happen, And at this point, down 15%, it does seem like a decent possibility. Tesla just came back up, gave me a 268 short. I wanted to mention Amazon was having a strong day. If the market catches a bid here, I would tend to think Amazon could be the one to buy. So it's holding on to VWAP here. 141.50 looks like a good dip buy. Again with these wicks, but I can zoom in at least and get rid of those. So big, strong move most of the day for Amazon. Yeah, if the market holds the low, I think if you got to pick one of these names, it's got to be Amazon to the long side. Everything else looks pretty trash out of the Mag 7.
Yeah, we tweeted this out earlier here today about Oracle, and it was quite frankly the worst. We talked about this here from Bespoke. It was the second worst reaction in 20 years post-earnings for Oracle, right? Being down 9% when it was down 9%. Well, it was down over 10%, I guess, when this was written down. The last time it was this bad was back in 2011. So no surprise there today that we see Oracle making these moves down. And the only trade that I think I missed was the one that basically that Neil got was when, and again, it's on the sticky note, we talked about it, was just wait for it to go down, basically. I mean, we played it like a fiddle without actually taking any shares. And that was wait for it to sort of base out and then go long. But the thing is, that kind of looks like a base as well, but that's only at 943. So I feel like this mid 10 to 11 area there, I mean, the time I'm talking about, that's 10:09, that's 10:30. That was a decent base. There's the break higher. That's the trade as discussed. And then now the market go boom to the downside. Just real quick, man, we just take 25 cents again on AMC. As the, AMC is one up, like the number one stock by far, it's not even close, is going to be Microsoft. We've taken multiple dollars multiple times. So that's going to be the good stock without, we have no red stocks today. Well, we do have AMD. I'll talk about that in a minute. And NVIDIA, actually, the two chip names. But Disney's been a good one. Microsoft's been a good one. We'll talk about Disney as well. Like, look at this long down here at 83 on Disney. We talked about that. We even talked about the 83.25 break as well for Disney. I don't know why we ignored it all the way there when it made it back to the day's top. Oh, we have the Disney deal on the board. Okay, scratch that. Who knows anything about Disney? We'll talk about that in a couple minutes, but over to crypto strength, Sharif.
Yeah, Sean, it really moved overnight. Have a look here. 11 p.m. yesterday, it really started to get going. We popped up from 25.1 all the way up to 25.9. And then again this morning at 6 a.m., we broke that $26,000 level. We got up to 26,635 3/4, but it's been down and to the right since that time. We just broke 26,000 now at VWAP. Coinbase has also fared much in the same way, a big move up right there before the opening print at 925 or so, and we've retraced, creating lower highs, guys, giving up what we got overnight on crypto.
Yeah, it was a good short off the top and on Coinbase. Obviously, I mean, a bit of a missed opportunity going into the breakout long on Coinbase. I think it is what it is. Like, you got to pick and choose your spots here, and I kind of didn't like the breakout. I don't know what to tell you. It was pretty clean off that triple top through 82.5, I should say. But when it got to 86, we did zoom it out and say, hey, here's your 86 level. It's got a couple of wicks off of that. Go into the short. This might take down 81 potentially. I keep an eye on Bitcoin. I haven't looked at the actual Bitcoin spot in at least 15 minutes or so. But if this breaks down at 81, you still have some room to yesterday's low. I tried to reload here off of 83 and then got trailed out. I might go back into that level for a short trade. Just very quickly, like I said, I got into that Tesla off the consolidation off 68. It just got back down into the low 67s. So let's see if we can hold this one to the low of the day. But yeah, I might not have a crypto trade this afternoon. We'll see what happens with Coinbase at that 81 level. If it pops to 83, I like it for the short. But I'm not sure that's not done at this particular point. If you're watching Mara, it is at $10. I feel like the $10 bounce already happened because it went 10.08 and I just missed it, and it went all the way to VWAP in there. So I don't know if I would take this off the $10 level again for the long trade. I feel like it happens the first time and it goes to VWAP. That's the trade for me. It's kind of like Oracle. Like when it makes the SSR bounce off that level against the grain, like you take the trade. If it goes back there again, I don't want it again because it's a trend down, and Mars is a trend down, Coinbase is a trend down. They're looking a little bit nasty if you take out some of these lows. Like if Mara gets underneath 950, that's pretty nasty. If Coinbase gets under 80, that gets pretty nasty as well. So watch out below for some of these crypto names. Not very strong today, actually. I just noticed that it said crypto strength. And
Yeah, early crypto strength.
It was strong early. It was.
Whatever you want, Sharif. Right there. So I'm kind of, that was a great look there to get Coinbase on those levels. I mean, that was something that, we wanted to get up there at 86. We talked about that, and that was a great trade to be able to catch that. There's no better move than this. I mean, this is exact. We even talked about this earlier. I know you had the short, which is what I'm saying. This is great. Like,
imagine Bitcoin we had.
Yeah, if we had the Bitcoin. Well, we'll be able to trade Bitcoin soon enough. But that's a great level there for Coinbase. This is like a Sean trade for sure. It should be all of our trades. I mean, this is the kind of support and resistance trade that we like. And then not only that, it's a huge move right off the jump. So I don't know where I would have been short. Like, I probably would have started at 85, and then who knows if I would have got out or whatever. But still, nice move up there. Now we have a reference point, 86.50. So if this wants to get back up there, bring it. And we'll try that one more time. So I still am not a big fan of Coinbase, and I don't know if you could tell, but that's what we're doing at right now. I still think we short it. I like crypto. I would just prefer to hold the coin than the exchange. I just feel like the regulations and all that, there's just too much talk back and forth, too much double talk a lot of the time as well. Like they'll make a ruling on XRP, then they'll take it back, and then they'll make a ruling on GBTC, then they have to still talk about it more. Like, I don't know. I'm nervous about holding Coinbase shares. I would be. I don't hold them. But, those of you that are doing that, you know more about it. Obviously, the risk associated than maybe I do. So I'm gonna stay away from Coinbase and just continue to short any pops.
Disney had a good move in the morning. Over yesterday, actually, they came to terms with Charter Communications about having their channels broadcast back on their networks. About 15 million viewers on Charter there. Let's have a look and see how they did. We closed out about 82.50, got about 84 2/3. Retracing now, though, coming back into VWAP, 83.80, guys. What's the look here?
Well, see, the interesting thing about Disney is if you pull up a chart of Netflix, it's actually not very good. I was going to open with that, but we'll go back to Disney first. And then maybe at least touch on what's going on with Netflix, because a lot of times you think the stream is good. They should all be good, but it's not the case for Netflix today. Disney hasn't made the full breakout just yet. And I know it's been a good couple of days, but if you look at the 85 level, crazy wick there. If you look at the 85 level, you got a high here, 84.70. If you look at this going back in the 15-minute, you take that out, and you've got all systems go to at least 87. It's a great run off the 80 level. I didn't have this one. I know you had it, Sean. I'm assuming. I don't want to make assumptions. You can tell us where you got it. The 83 level looks pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure that's where it is. So in the afternoon, 83 looks good. I still like a takeout of that top. I'm still waiting for it. If you're looking at the other end of this, and I'm talking about Netflix, which I was just alluding to, Netflix is having a very bad day, and it's not a huge flat bottom break here at 438 if it were to break it, but it's a small one, maybe $5, $6 to the downside if this breaks 438. So you've once again rejected 450 on Netflix and are pulling back here. So a couple of streaming names going in different directions. The good news for Netflix, it might have support at the 50 period, so I'm not sure this is going to be a huge dip right now. But yeah, going in different directions, Netflix and Disney, which I guess that's been the case for a while because Netflix has been strong and Disney's been weak. But yeah, Netflix kind of taking, not on the chin, it's only down 1.3%, but on a day where Disney's having a great day. Disney for the win today.
Yeah, Disney's doing a good one. I mean, Netflix still part of technology, right? I mean, the Nasdaq's down now 1% and looking like it wants to go lower here, breaking through. Is that breaking through the day's low? Almost. Yeah, we're almost breaking through that low again right now. So I still stay short. I mean, that's why we are net short. Well, big time net short, actually. All right, so Disney, I really feel like we played this like a glove. We did this to Intel the other day. Played it like a glove or like
Apple's
a fiddle?
tanking.
Right now, Apple's tanking. Okay, so let's go find out what's going on with that real quick here, because this is Apple Day,
What did
right?
did we miss something
170, else? Yeah, 175. Yeah, big volume there. Huge volume.
Whoa.
So please find out what the hell's going on. iPhone 15 Pro to start at $999. The Max to start at $1199. So a little bit of a story there. I feel like that just hit the wires. That could be something there causing that to go down. I'm kind of surprised that this would make it go down. I mean, I guess it's just the fact that there's a lot of traders that were, or I guess a lot of traders, looking for a cheaper iPhone, I guess, or maybe a raise in price. Like, if they can't, I don't know. I don't know why that would make it. What was it? What was it last time?
I'm kind of wondering it. Like,
Sharif is on this. Maybe
I think it's the last thing you said. Like, maybe the market wanted them to be able to price it higher and make more.
That's what I was wondering. Like, why are they upset about this? Oh, here it is.
It's standard sell the news, maybe.
No, Apple raises price of iPhone 15 by $100. So that's
not that much.
Apparently, maybe. Well, it's not that much, but it's still something. I mean, and that might be what it is right now. So I don't know, but Apple is quabooming to the downside. So it's a quadunk. Quadunking right now, as there it goes, the downside. I can't wait to face somebody in Street Fighter just to like.
I was gonna say, like, you could actually you could do Quaduken and then have like Ken or Ryu. Anyways,
well, we did have that. We did have a Ken and Ryu thing over there, but there it goes. I don't know if that's the story. I know Sharif's over there looking.
175 breaking. Short 175. That seems so low to be.
Starts at 1199 is all that I'm seeing. With iPhone Pro, you can now. Okay, that's spatial video.
The China news support level was at that on the morning was 174-ish with a wick down to 173.5. So if it's got a bid, maybe it's down there on Apple. And again, let's just the gap down when they had the China news. Like, I think the 174 where the buyers came in on that is a good level. So I'm trying to. 175 is good psychologically, but I look at that 74. Like, that's the Alamo, man. If you get to 174, I like the long in Apple. I might not take it touch it at this 175 just for now.
I mean, I just went long, but I'm only going long against that bottom of 75s. So, I mean, this is 25 cents worth of risk.
What's AP?
And not on, this is just, well, whatever. It's kind of play money right now with the damage we've done on everything else. But let's just wait to see what happens here. We're going to hold this for 25 cents. It's not looking great. But Sharif's at the big dash.
I'll keep my eye, Sean. Not really seeing anything. Probably agree with you there with respect to price. All right, weed is next. It popped up, it was high, and now we're dropping here. 0.61 for Aurora Cannabis. We were up on the day much higher than that, broke into that 115 level. In case you're wondering what's going on, the U.S. House of Representatives are meeting on an appropriations bill, which includes amendments related to the cannabis industry. That's why it was popping up ahead of, obviously, that headline we got last week with the Department of Health and Human Services. CGC also giving up the ghost here, broke that 192 area. Now it's down 20% on the day. What's the look for weed?
This one on Lunch Money, that if CGC gave it up and rolled over, you short ACB off the dollar level. So that's what I'm sitting in. I have a 99 short on ACB off of the $1. It's sitting at 92, so it's already given you a nice like 7% move to the downside. If ACB continues to flush, this could be at 80 cents by the end of the day. It's just one of those, we trade off one level today. ACB was great off the dollar break. It got to 115. And we sort of talked about CGC as being a bit of the futures. They were the first mover. And in the lunchtime trade, we were talking about how we're stair-stepping to the downside. If you continue to roll over and you couldn't hold 150 on CGC, I like $1 as my trade level on ACB. So we're short ACB in here. Again, I don't know necessarily where the bottom is. Watch out for CGC to maybe bounce off 120. If that were to happen, maybe you just take out all of ACB wherever it happens to be. I've already taken fills out in front of the low, this 90 low, and you do have an 82 bottom from this morning, a wick bottom. I would suspect we don't go any further than that on ACB. So the weed names have been big-time runners. This dollar level on ACB is giving it to you in either direction here. For now, it looks like a nice little short opportunity for ACB. We'll keep track on these. I don't think the story's over necessarily because, you know, the volatility's been there with these every single day. There's been massive opportunities and moves on the weed names, and we'll just stick with that. But the short definitely working here, and keep your eye on CGC. It's been the leader.
I mean, just before we went to Sharif, I said we're going long on Apple. Okay, come to the screen, Fabian. I mean, there's the long on Apple. Now it's 80 cents in the money. We just took it out for 80 cents right there. So I just said, like, when things are working, things are working. Like, this is literally the only trade we have all day on Apple right there. And we're now, I'm now out of 60% of this trade. We'll take it. I told you where we were getting stopped out at. This was Literally 25 cents worth of risk to now make 80, 90. Hopefully it can continue to climb to the high side. Maybe Apple's done, maybe it's not. What's up, Rachel? Yeah, you know what? You're welcome, Rachel. Thanks for the love. Thank you for that, Sean. Lovely bounce. You're welcome. Thank you for watching, man. All we wanted you to do is hit the like button. There it is, man. There's a 4-to-1 trade for you, just live on the show in 1 minute or 3 minutes. So hopefully that's going to be a good enough reason for you guys to like the stream, and then and continue to come back here every single damn day, because there it is. There's not much else to do other than, trade here. So that's what we're going to do. Let's just take a fill here if we can. There it is. We get a fill at O's. Now we'll just hold 20%. It's over and done with. There it is. Love it. Made 1K, made this, made that. Dollar Club, you guys want me to spin it? Okay, it's up to you. There it is. It's just another one. So, I'm glad we got that going. And there's $1 for you. So, yeah, man. This is what we're doing every single day. Apple iCloud adds 6 terabyte and 12 terabyte plans, so that's going to be good. Wow, this is absolute. Why do we even cover this? I don't know, man. But to say that we're on one, I don't know. But it's a good move there. Oh, we're talking about ACB. Okay, Aurora Cannabis. Again, we reloaded this position. So up, down. Up, good trade there, got out on the 200 period break, reloaded it there at 94, got out 102, got out 1, got out 99s, got out 1 again. Now it's making the move back in, but who really cares? This has been such a great opportunity to sit here and trade once again, and there goes Apple, man. Instantly in the money, pretty huge. Not only that, we're calling it live. I'm going long 175. Hit it right in front of everybody. Hopefully you're able to take that position. There it is right now. Let's just keep on going. But opposite directions. Good job, Anthony Kerr. That's the thing, man. You make it long, you make it short. This is what the best thing about day trading is, right? Let's just keep on going. This has been a great day.
Yeah, this market just double tapped the bottom. And if you're looking for some strength, I forgot to mention this when we talked about Amazon for potential strength. AMD might be actually just as strong. If this can hold on to 106, this can be another breakout style trade. NVIDIA is having a terrible day, obviously, but this would be a nice little break that can get you to 107.5, 108. It's holding the top end of the range. That's higher lows all the way through on AMD. I did trail out of this at break even. I did have that breakout there. I know we're talking about that in the midday, Renata. If it can get back above that quarter, I like it. Amazon's trying. The wicks on that chart. Amazon's trying to hold on, but if this breaks down, and you could be sitting flat bottom break, I'm going to reload Tesla in here. That's been decent, but that 268 level is now holding in barcoding. And if you can risk 15 cents on Tesla, and it's getting down into that 267 level, I do like that. I am sitting in a Rivian short off 24. Even. We've been in that a couple of times here. But Tesla, if Tesla's going to go, Rivian's going to go. So obviously we'll pay more attention to Tesla because I put this one on just now. But note that I am still in a Rivian trade off that 24 level. We're talking a little bit about crypto there. Like I said, I don't necessarily think there's a trade on Coinbase. I was talking about it underneath that 81. That is a pretty convincing double bottom, though. So maybe we're going to get a little bit of a run to the upside. 2 wick bottoms on Coinbase. I'm going to back off on any shorts until it gets all the way to VWAP at 83. I think that's going to be the level there. And I will reload ACB if we get a chance at it. I do like that $1 level. And there was this, I did not get to trade on this AXLA. It was asked of me in the chat, and I forgot to mention it at the start of the show. However, it did make, this chart, man. It did make a breakout at the dollar level. I'll go to my 15-minute chart. If it were to get back to about 110 and defend the $1, I do like that look. It was a very convincing break, but it wasn't a clean one. It broke $1, it failed all the way to 91, and then you had to take it the second time. Even if I take that, I probably don't make money on that because I lose the first time. I'm not holding a dollar break all the way down there to 91. I'm not holding it 10% against me. That's just not the way that I trade those. So I might have taken it the second time breaking through and the scalp out. You could be slightly up on that trade. But AXLA above $1 is a decent chance to be an afternoon runner for us. In a weak market, I like afternoon runners if you're looking for longs. I am sitting in Mullen. You guys know that's the 50 break. It's kind of holding that 50 level. So if it makes a break of 50 to the downside or 49, I'm not going to be out. Otherwise, we're looking for a breakout there.
This is not a horrible spot. I was just watching Apple, and it just hit the 50 period. But I mean, on an event kind of a day, like I said, we're already out of 80% there. So it just hit the 50 period. That could be a retracement level back down to the downside, which is fine. Look at Microsoft. We still have this short, so it's all good. But here comes Apple. It could break. I mean, I think we maybe get out if it breaks this level there. We don't want to hold it all the way back, do we? 175.50 maybe on a break back down in. Sharif, what you got?
We got the read, Sean. The rundown is brought to you by Trade Ideas, real-time scanning and alerting used on our desk by many of our traders every day. See what's moving in the moment with Trade Ideas. Check out the link in the description for 20% off, guys.
Well, to be a little bit more accurate, actually used by everybody that's on this show. Like everybody on this show has a Trade Ideas set up. That's how we're always giving you those quick little scanners. That's how a lot of times people ask me how you looking, how you finding those runners. It's my Trade Ideas scan. That's how I find the low float runners out there. A lot of times you'll see them come in and it's it's a trade or there's not a trade. Ooh, I just got wicked out of Tesla. That's greed personified. It's essentially, I lose like 20 cents on it when it actually gave you 50 cents that I was not taking. So I should have scalped that one out and taken the 67.50 when I got a chance, and now I'm going to be wicked out at that 68 level. You're still trend down. Okay, Rivian's still holding, so that's kind of okay. I think you're still trend down on Tesla until proven otherwise. But the market is now putting consecutive greens in. I mean, why not? I mean, Amazon, I like Amazon, but that wicked underneath 145, 141.50. If that gets back above, reclaims this level, show me some green, I like that long. Maybe it's AMD as a stronger name, but that's dipping back in as well. We just popped. What else other than, I mean, Apple's going, Tesla's still barcoding. Something else has to be moving here because, I don't know, like the names that were strong actually aren't as strong as I thought they were. And I'm talking to you, AMD. What's NVIDIA saying?
Yeah, maybe we have to look at NVIDIA. I've already lost shorting NVIDIA right here. We tried to go short on VWAP, and then it just didn't work. Forget about that. That was a stupid trade, actually. That was not that many shares. It was this one right there that we lost on as it broke through the 200 period, went all the way up to 454. We've traded NVIDIA quite well recently, not so much when it was earnings. But, recently it's been good. That's 454.50. Should have waited for that, and that just came in almost. What's this doing over here? That came in almost again. Yeah, I'm going to stay away. I mean, Apple right now is $1.50 in the money and looks like it still wants to try to go. So let's just continue to watch out for Apple now. There it goes. Holy crap, man.
Oracle's popping.
Let's just go. Like, Oracle's popping? Okay, that might be a good one.
A little bit. I mean, it's decent enough.
Microsoft. Like, I want to hold this, but we have the 200 period there at 333. So that could be a little bit of a level. I was going to say let's watch the 50 period moving average, but we kind of just broke it right there. So, the 50 period moving average got us out of it right here. You see, like, this is another thing that we're doing. Like, there's the 50 period moving average that we got out of right there, and then there again. So we actually got it twice back, and then now thinking about getting out as we break above it again off this short for VWAP. So, wow, man, what are we even on right now? Like, look at Apple, now $1.70 in the money off of this. So this is just go, 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 man. It's go, go gadget iPhone, I guess. Huge move to the upside again, making that move. Like, where does it stop? Nobody knows. Right now, Apple, huge move back to the upside. Let's just take advantage of that. I think we could probably get out at some point soon, but maybe they like it, and there it goes. There's no point in getting out. I don't see a reason to get out, but we do have to watch out for Apple. And then I'm thinking that Microsoft, yeah, maybe it's seen its best days. And if Apple wants to continue to rip up, then let's just watch out for that. That's 333. We're going to get out at 333, okay? That's the sort of the top right there, which does suck. We're going to give up $1 on this, but I mean, what we did, we only have a small piece left, 10% left, right? 9 outs, 10% left. Let's get out at 333 if Microsoft takes it. So my last out was going to be 334. So you can see the kind of risk to reward that we're doing on this. So 333.06, do that, push the enter, and now we're laughing. And then Apple, let's just hold on to it, man. I mean, whatever. If Apple drops down, hopefully Microsoft will as well. But we just bounced off the 200. That's probably not a bad out right there. All right, 176.80 maybe for Apple. We'll call it a day.
So WeWork went again. It's still going and going and going. I made myself a promise today that I was at least able to keep. And if you heard me on the morning show, I was like, the only level I'm shorting is 420 and below on WeWork. I'm favoring short because I think eventually the stock's going down. I don't want to get trapped in any kind of a long, and congratulations if you have it. So the only levels I shorted were 420, had some success early. When it got back underneath, I took another shot at it at the bottom, and it's breaking out. If you went for the long off 420, I said you could play it in both directions. I chose only one direction. This is now through $5. There's no levels to look at this point, right? Like, since the reverse split, it is now breaking back out there. So I think you just go psychological levels to boot. And that'll be, every single even dollar, 750 gets pretty obvious. This is just a setup which has been going to the upside over and over and over again. Reverse split stock finds a bottom, makes double bottom, breaks channel to the upside, and then with the lower float, it just keeps on going higher and higher. And until they stop allowing's the wrong word. Until you stop seeing all of these reverse sort of splits where these floats get out of hand to the downside, where you can get easily soaked up, you're going to see this setup. So I had a very, very tight stop trade in AMD. I wasn't completely convinced with it, so I only gave it about 10 cents off that 106 level. I might take another shot at this. I like it a lot better. Sometimes you like to buy higher because it means it's stronger, and I like it above that 106 quarter, but I did take a quick shot off that 106 level. Again, don't want to give it all back, but I certainly want to look to this one for relative strength. The market doesn't seem like it wants to bounce that much. Worth noting here, ACB made a bit of a pop it got back into 97. I'm short 99s, but it just showed a bid at 95 for a split second. There was a little bit of size there, so I got some on that bid. The size is gone now, but there is a bit of a bounce happening here in some of the weed names. Sharif?
WeWork, Neil, it's really flying here. Just broke through $5, now $5.54, up 78% on the day.
It's almost funny to say. 78%. Because you have to remember how far, in retrospect, if you show split adjusted, how far it is down, I think everyone knows exactly how bad it is. It's nasty.
Oh, yeah. It's like those weed stocks. I look at my account, I'm still down 90%. How is that even possible? We just moved up 300%. Well, it's possible, trust me.
They've been going down forever.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with WeWork, right? I mean, SoftBank got the heck out of that, and now you're seeing it make a nice little move to the upside.
For anyone that doesn't know, if you're not familiar with if you're not familiar with WeWork, this is what a split adjusted weekly looks like on it. So you can't see the prices there. So this top is what, 574? And split adjusted, now we're trading at 550. So yes, it's up 78% today. But, right,
are there options for that? Because
I don't. Yeah, if you can check.
Yeah, check, Sharif. That's good. Yeah, thanks.
I don't know. I wouldn't have.
That was quick.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Immediately. But you know what? For $5, it's almost like you could just.
There are corrections.
There are.
There are, says Sharif. Oh, yeah. So does Cena there.
Your risk is zero. Well, not zero because it'll trade to the OTC before it would go to zero.
Find me, somebody in the chat, find me. You know what, Sharif, send the options. Actually, the option chain. Sure, if you want to bring it up.
Yeah, he's got IBKR.
Oh, I don't. I don't have IBKR.
No, Sharif has it.
Oh, but I can find it on Yahoo.
But he usually has it open, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, if he has it open, I just want to see because I'm wondering if Yahoo Finance, okay, let's go. Yeah, okay. Whenever he's ready.
Here it is, guys. Have a look at the screen. I know it's, you got to really look a little bit hard there because the font is small, but the most open interest, where is the open interest there? At that $4, 600 open interest on the calls. And with respect to the puts, not much on the put side, guys. 617 at that $4 level.
Let's see how much it costs.
Yeah, the problem is when it's so bad, it probably has to squeeze more for people to start loading back, for there to be more interest in loading back into the shorts. Because I just showed you the weekly chart, effectively $500 to $5. Right? The shorts have won at that point. It needs to really go back up, I think, before people start seeing a little more interest in that. We'll see what happens. I don't know. You have the chain up as well there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. So I have it up here on Yahoo Finance. So let's do it properly. Come over to me here. $4 right now. So these are September 29th. Look, maybe it goes up. Maybe it goes up, right? There's no doubt why the open interest is quite large on the calls today. Let's just go to this, though. So this is right there, $4 strike price. effective September 29th. Right now, you're looking at 22 cents is the last price it's traded at, but the bid and the ask, so 40 and 55 with not too much liquidity there. So that's right. So you got to pay a little bit of a spread for sure on that. So you got to pay 440. So if you go to 440, let's just say you get it for 40 cents, that means this has to be at 360 by the time September 29th comes in order for you to make any money if you hold them to expiration. Now, if it tanks down, this 40 cents will go up and then you could sell that. But what is it for even for this week? What if you got some weeklies right now on the put side? So where did we come from today? We were just at, what am I even talking about?
You were
this
at
was
$4
at noon. Okay,
yeah.
So it's not like it's going to have a problem to get back down there. But these are more, this is a little bit better. $4 right now for Friday. This Friday, the $4 put is only 25 cents. Let's call it in the middle. Bid 20, ask 30. You cross the spread, maybe you're in there. So that's not bad, man. Today, a 77% move alone today on these. So there you go. Look at these today. Wow, some nice call action. Come on, Neil, man. You didn't buy these yesterday? You didn't buy the 450 calls? Up 1,500% on WeWork. But anyways, I'm only looking at this now because very, very soon, we're also going to have options here to expire same day. So
yeah, trade same day.
Just to be interested here on what's happening with that. Oh, by the way, Apple. Sorry about that, guys. It was a 21 period break. It went down. We got out. I didn't talk about it, but we got out right now. It just broke now. So 176. We took the clean dollar. We did spit in the face of $1.80. We should have got out there at the 200 period, but you sort of heard the logic. Same. We went long there. It's kind of, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? The 200 period probably should have respected that. But again, on kind of an earnings day, which it's not, but just doing that because it's news-based. When we have a news-based kind of a move, you know, you throw everything out, right? Like, why did that just drop $1.50 right there? You know, we stepped in and bought it. But like I said, you know, getting out there would have meant getting out there at Microsoft as well. So holding this back in 70 cents as well, starting to hit pay dirt a little bit for us. So we'll still continue shorting. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day with 0 LFT. We talked a little bit about Disney, and this is going to be a little bit of missed opportunity. I do want to talk about this with our strategy session today. There's the break long early when we took out that $84. We definitely hit that, giving this our #1 stock on the day until Microsoft happened. Then that was a mistake, but we went short and still won on it. Then it came back to 83 and we went long again and took it out. The real mistake is not getting it out for $1.20. Now it's falling back in. Let's wait to see what we can do on that one. Should we address this Microsoft? Because if Microsoft goes all the way down, then all the way back up, and I get stopped on Apple, it seems a little bit ridiculous. What about that right there? 332.50 on Microsoft. Oh, that's shit. It's right there right now.
The market's coming back to the lows here.
Yeah, I noticed.
I just saw something barcoding that I like for a flat bottom break here. It's weird because it's a strong stock, and I know usually you want to go long strong stocks, short weak stocks. Everybody knows about that. Play the trend as your friend. But look at the action on Intel here. 39.10 if it were to take it down is a nice little flat top. Look, Intel's been a strong stock. You can see all the green candles in a row. I get it. Certainly strong. But look at this off the, like, this is ridiculous. It's just hanging on, not even moving. That is the definition of a flat bottom break if this gets underneath that support. So I'll be all over it if it happens. I think the risk to reward, I mean, even if you go halfway into filling this gap, like it's a 65 cent gap if it breaks it to the downside. You go halfway on Intel, and that's going to be worth it. So if the market rolls over, I do like that one for another push to the downside. Looks like ACB was a bit of a fugazi move back into that upside. Just going back over to that Axela Health, AXLA, Axela. Axela Health, I did like a dip in the 110 if it could have got there. Again, missing data with that chart. I'll stick with the 15 while that's the one working for me. But it's holding on to the quarter level pretty well. I thought this might go all the way back in here, bounce off like 110, 105, somewhere in there, and just go rubber band action. But this is holding a higher low. If the volume kicks back up, this could be due for another push into the highs. So I'm going to keep my eyes on AXLA for a potential late day runner. I just saw Darwin saying Disney again. Is Disney going to break 80? Oh, no, never mind. I thought you meant the other way, Darwin. I was kind of like, oh, is Disney bouncing while the market's going down? No, Disney's just kind of coming to the downside with the market. So I like a flat bottom break on Intel. What's NVIDIA doing? Probably at the low. No, NVIDIA's still holding the top of the channel. This needs, if NVIDIA breaks 450 for good, I think we look for the short underneath it. It's just going green to red right now. But if it can get underneath that 450, that has a real chance to flush back into yesterday's bottom. 444. Gotta like that. So I like this one for a bit of weakness. I like the Intel breakdown. We still have over an hour to go. Lots of time for market move in here, especially if we break lows in the market. You can play some catch up with some of the chip names. Just for anyone that is wondering, I know it's Tuesday. A lot of times at 2:45, we'd be going to Frank. He's like clockwork at 2:45. He's under the weather, and I won't be able to make it today. So, obviously we wish him all the best, but we'll be missing Frank today at that 2:45. But that's okay because the market's moving, so we got no worries there. If you're looking for the Frank bounce, you'll have to find the stock that's going to hold this market up because right now it is desperately looking for a bid.
And now up Frank Caberna.
No,
yeah, he's not here. All right, we will take another, what's up, Ramin? We'll take another fill right now on AMC. Yeah. There it is. We'll take an 80 fill on that one, take 23 cents on this and see what happens right now. Wow, I've been in ACB all day, Dave St. Louis. I actually bought some more ACB. I mean, I honestly, we just bought, so we took first the break at 1. Well, it wasn't even a break. We were just sitting there and took it. It was giving the fills. So, well, I guess it was the break. But anyways, and then it came back in. We got out at 15s and 13s and 8s and 10s and then again at 4. And then when this broke down through 96, we got out right there. But then we bought it back at 94. What am I long at? 94.5. It shows 95s, but it's 94.6 right there is where we got it. And then we got them out at 102, 101, 1s again.
Why can't it
101,
show more
something like that. And then now it's not doing anything. So thanks for asking about it, but not much.
In fairness, I'll ask our IT about that because if we're showing 4 or 5 digits for for a $100 stock, there's no reason why I can't show the penny stock correct prices because that kind of matters sometimes.
Yeah. But it's okay though.
I know it's not a big deal, but it's there's just zero reason why I can't do it.
Yeah. So Neil's short, I'm long. So let's see if we can both somehow lose. No.
Well, I don't know. I'm short 99. You're long at 95. That's 4% away from each other. So
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, but 4%. I mean, we took 15% in like 2 minutes.
WeWork's about to potentially halt at
right?
663.
What?
63. It's going into a halt at this price.
About those $4 puts, by the way.
Going into a
Is it gonna halt?
halt
Let's
is
just get long.
WeWork to the moon. To the moon. Oh, never mind. Fake halt. Oh, it
Neil,
was
man, come on.
It was 1 second away. You need to get to the halt band and hold it for 15 seconds. It might be good for the stock because it essentially just reset with the band a little bit higher now. So it continued through 663 and it's actually
here it
going
is.
on. Now it's going into a
Is it gonna
72.
halt?
So it's got to be like 13 more seconds and it'll halt at 72. No. There's enough selling.
I want to go long on
There's
the
enough
halt.
selling at the bands right now that people are taking profit on this one. So it's kind of stalling out when it gets to the halt band.
Was there news on this?
I don't know.
Sharif, man, see if
I
Okay,
didn't
he's
see
lucky,
any.
Sharif.
If there's news on it, I'm not aware of any news on WeWork. I just think it's another one of those reverse split squeeze plays.
Sharif is all
that
over
we
this
keep
story
seeing.
like it's a protein bar, man. Let's go. Sharif is going to find out what's going on with this.
You know, he hasn't
Okay.
shared though. I haven't had one of those in a couple of days. I don't know if he's. Been,
I don't know what's up with those two, man. He used to always give us those little snacks in the mid.
I just thought of that.
He stopped making them. Can we go to Sharif and find out why he stopped making these exactly?
Oh, I don't know, Sean. There's a lot of sugar in it. Yeah, maybe I'll bring him back in a couple of weeks. Don't worry. He'll be back.
Okay, well, I don't want to convince him. I mean, Sharif, if there's too much sugar for you, I mean, come on. I mean, this guy's pounding back apple
Those things are
fritters.
so healthy. It's too much sugar. What are you
That's
talking
why
about?
I thought he was using honey and like agave
Yeah.
and nectar and all this.
It's a protein bite. That thing was mad healthy and absolutely
I
delicious.
asked Randy for a coffee because you know that one that Rob brought earlier this morning was jacked to the top, and it's like
Oh, I barely drank that.
I know I barely drank it as well, and then I went over to reach for a coffee, and maybe
Rob gets the coffee in the gigantic mug. So WeWork is actually pulling back here. If you're watching the stock, it is pulling back pretty recently.
It's too bad we have that policy on the show, really. But I think buying some puts is a good idea.
It's coming back down. Look, let's be real for a second.
Damn it.
Let's be real for a second. WeWork is coming back to the downside.
I mean, what's the story here?
What story?
What story? It's up
Squeeze.
110%.
Squeeze. Look at the weekly chart. This stock is, oh, I can't zoom my chart.
Weak calls only go up to $8. I don't want calls, man.
No,
I
look.
want a put.
It is going back to the downside. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. But at the end of the day, like timing that, like that's why, like Sean was talking about playing for options, you can find scalp trades as a day trader for the short side.
What? Hold on a second.
I would have thought maybe like 750 would have been a level, but yeah, it is now pulling back in here pretty easily.
Yo, what's up, Larry Wanta? I mean, you've been here many, many times on our, so Apple going down, they go silent on it? Are you talking about us? They? We? Go silent on it, man?
If I was in, I'm not in
Apple has been one of these for your boy today. Well, oops. One of these, and I ain't going silent on anything. We're having fun with WeWork. We're talking about other things.
I mean,
we're out of Apple. You're not even in Apple.
No, but WeWork broke 20% to the upside.
Yeah, I mean,
NVIDIA just broke.
Are we going silent on Softy, Larry? There goes Softy to the downside. Ciao, Bella. Right there, down 2 1/4. As there goes Mr. Softy to the downside. So I guess not Bella there. But nice move to the downside there for Mr. Softy. Bye-bye right there. And here, this is for you, Larry, because I know you're just playing around. But there's 176. There was no silence at all, man. The minute that broke 175, 176, we mentioned that I was out of that one. And I mean, this is
NASDAQ low a day.
There's a reason why that article was printed, right? We're the #1 trading show, and it's for reasons like this. We're telling you our ins. Like, I'm just like, I'm long, I'm out, boom, that's it. There's $1 right there. Join me tonight for as real as we get on the market recap. We had lunch money earlier. We've got this. We've got a whole bunch of different shows coming your way, and we're not going to stop because we can't stop and won't stop. So that's part of the contract, right? You got to keep going, man. And there it is right now. Yeah,
Literally.
You're sick, you're coming in. You're on your deathbed, you're coming in. This is what happens, man. Hopefully, but I've learned my lesson though. I can't. They're not forcing, forcing me to come in no more.
Okay, patient zero.
Yeah, probably they will.
We're joking about it because apparently.
Yeah, there's no way I was patient zero because we can discuss.
Oh, come on, man.
I had nothing like you had.
As I was literally off sick, apparently you were talking about how you were not patient zero.
There's no way I was. You had something that I didn't even come close to.
You guys were all watching the show that week, right?
Yeah.
Sean sounded like he'd been smoking like 20 packs a day for like 10 years. And then 2 days later, I'm like I'm on my deathbed. I'm just saying.
No, but I'm saying I didn't have anything like what you had.
Oh, no, in fairness, look, I actually did have COVID, so I'm joking around. I probably didn't get it because Sean didn't have COVID. I did have COVID, so it was. And I've been COVID has beaten the crap out of me.
and so did someone over there. Oh, okay. What a surprise!
But you were sick. You were.
Oh
sick.
Yeah. I'm sick every day.
You were definitely.
You were definitely
sick.
sick with it.
You were sick, and other people did get sick. I did have COVID. It is what it is. Patient zero. What else we got here? Patient zero. Everybody did get sick.
Yeah, everybody got sick. Yeah,
except
for me.
Oh, come on, man. You know you were sick.
I mean, you just admitted COVID.
I asked what you had, Sean. It was like super late.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
I will cop. I probably had something different. Like I had COVID. I was out with way different symptoms and all that kind of stuff. So it was very different for me. It's legit. It is what it is. Back to trading for a second. If you might have noticed something happened in the market in the last, I don't know, like minute or two. We're down 1% on the NASDAQ. Why? I changed that back to a bear. I
thought you did earlier.
Hey, man, who changed? Randy, I'm telling you, man, Randy came back and changed that sucker to a. These were both bears, and I don't know what Randy's doing, but I'm pretty sure
where is Randy, man? I'm trying to get this coffee.
I know he swapped that back. So market's breaking those lows. Local bottom broken on NVIDIA. I am into that. I'm wondering why Intel didn't break the local bottom.
We could cover at some point.
It's doing absolutely nothing, so I guess that's not going to be a trade just yet. We'll work with NVIDIA. 450 is an obvious level, but we did breach that very briefly. We've breached that a couple of times. Let me show whoops, I still have WeWork up there. Let's pop that back in. I love that feature. I can double click my chart when I pull it down for you guys on trade ideas, and then it just pops right back into my layout. I love that crap. And it just goes right in and it fits right back in where it was before. That'd be pretty cool. So here is the local bottom right at that 450 level. If we get that, I'm going to take some out of NVIDIA and then even look for a potential add underneath the 450. So let's see what happens. This market seems to want downside. I'm sitting in a nickel trade that's doing nothing. And as I said, I'm in that Mullen, which is also flat. I don't think those matter that much. It's all about the broad market giving it up here. And if we get back down to that 91, 92 on ACB where the buyer stepped up, I should take more out there. If they like buying at 91.92 before, I should respect that they can do it again.
So we just got another fill on AMC. Like it's just this one continues to go further, man. Right back into VWAP again. So this is actually, you know, top stock again. Like well, first of all, the number one stock. We keep on saying this, but Microsoft's going to be number one. Disney's going to be number two, but right behind it is AMC coming in, and then honestly, Apple on that play, it's number four, but that was a good shot there to take. I'm not going to take it again, but down there at 175, I feel like that was pretty good. Now that it's 255, we're getting on in time here. I feel like we're going to have to figure out an out here because we almost got out. Remember when we were like, hey, if it takes the 50 period, we should get out. And that was close. We might have even set it around here, and it took it, and we didn't get out. That's when Apple was ripping, right? And so right now, I just feel like we got to defend, or at least defend something there on this. You know what I was thinking about doing? And I'm looking at, so here's my, so this is, hold on, this is rework. This is e-signal. So I have e-signal trade ideas and hour charting. So I was on the 5 minute, I was actually looking at the RSI on a 5 minute, and like right now Microsoft is still in the middle. Like when it crashed down here, we hit the 25 on the RSI there on the oscillator. So right now we're nowhere even near that. So that's what I was thinking, that we could get a little bit of a better bottom. As you could see right here, so that's this bottom. What time was this at? This is a 5 minute, right? So that's 155. Yeah, so right here, where we were before, is when we already hit that oscillator right there, down near, what was that bottom, 32? So we're pretty close right there now at 39. Again, I'm just looking at this. It's not, it's not rocket science or anything. Just trying to check it out to see if there's anything going on there.
Oh, WeWork's falling now.
Yeah, well, WeWork is falling now. Like, I wonder how much that option would have been.
This might be like a short off of 620. Like if it pulls back to VWAP, and I'm saying this because you can risk 20 to 25 cents, and if it falls, like why wouldn't it fall to 5?
Right.
That's kind of what I'm looking at. Like it's just, I'm not saying you take the whole thing out at 5. Like I've never once in my life traded that fashion where you take a consolidation short and you hold it all the way in. Like you're getting out every 15 cents on the way down to $5. So your average out's probably like $5.50, but that's still a good risk to reward if it gets down there. So I'm kind of talking myself into it. I know I paid for locates this morning, so this is one of those situations where I know that I'm prepared because, as I said, I sat down and actually the first thing I did. Okay, the first thing I did was call up an Oracle chart when I sat down this morning. The second thing I did was pay for locates on Nikola and WeWork because I knew there was an opportunity potentially to short those. So I like this to 620. I'm going to try and get a couple of fills here off the 6 to 605 area and then throw a stop in there and see if it gets into VWAP. It's not to say that you have to trade in one direction, but when a stock is going absolutely nuts, you should pick a direction. In my opinion, it's just easier to pick a direction. Because if you like the long, then try and work for longs. You can decide a different direction once it curls, but I don't want to try to go both ways here. That's a big quadroon candle. It could go either way from here. It could break back to the high. I'll give it to this local top. Get some bids out here to see what happens. But it's already made one move into the downside. Let's see if it can make a second. NVIDIA got the reload on NVIDIA, so we'll go back over to that. That's that 51, which was a local bottom. It just popped down back into those lows. It'll be a scalp trade over and over until it breaks 450. If it breaks 450, I think you look for places to add underneath that price. So let's see. NVIDIA, green to red is also the story here for NVIDIA. AMD, which I had thought was a long, I no longer do with the market making fresh lows. So I think that goes without saying. I don't know that in big tech you're looking for long trades right now. Again, the NASDAQ broke the lows. So if you like some longs, I think you put it on the back burner. You'll see me in that stupid Twinkie stock. Again, I'm kind of going into a long on that. But that's mostly because Smuckers has a bit of a bid that we're respecting.
Oh, here,
I just missed by like 5 cents catching a bid underneath 580 on WeWork. So I got the short at 03s. Wait a minute. That's already 20 cents. Math, Neil, you went to Waterloo. What are you doing? Waterloo is kind of like the math school here, which I should be way better. Went 1-to-1 and I didn't take anything out. I'm like, why am I not taking anything on at 80s? Because I'm bidding underneath 80. Believe it or not, you can't cover in front of 580 if you're bidding 577. It's an important lesson to learn there.
What?
No, I went to bid above 580.
Oh, but you're
and
already
instead of hitting arrow up when I typed 580, I hit arrow down. So I was bidding 578 to offer, and it was bouncing off 80. And I'm like, why am I not getting filled?
Because
I'm
bidding
the wrong
WeWork
price.
down.
And now WeWork is head to the downside. Get
went
down, gestonken.
Awesome, thank you, my guy.
Did you change this to a bull? All right, somebody did.
Randy's a man of few words today.
No, I believe him.
He just comes, he dabs up, and he gets the heck out of here. Thank you, Randy, for that.
I don't think anybody else would have changed it except for Randy. I'm not, like, whatever, I believe him. It's just, I know I changed it. At the end of I know I changed that to a...
I don't.
To a bull.
Yeah, Randy's awake, yeah, he's here.
Bye-bye, WeWork.
Yeah, what I wanted to do was I wanted to ask you because we put up a poll yesterday, and it was actually a poll for us on the after show, on the recap show.
Yes.
What?
What was the question?
I just looked down. I was like, that thing's already on there. I'm going to ask you right now in a second here, but I have to show you the picture first. Where is it? Where is it? There's just a crying baby there. That was interesting. Here we go. This is me from last night. Who's this, Neil?
Oh, for the... No, you know
Who's coming to Jets land, Neil? It's Tom Brady.
You know what? Seriously, like, I thought we were done with talking about football.
There's Tom Brady right there. No, but it might be good if he comes to Jetsville. Who knows? Okay, but
the only quarterback they're getting.
This Tesla robot, by the way.
If you're excited, you better be excited, Jets fans, for Joe Flacco, because that's who they're going to sign.
Yeah, Joe Flacco. Yeah, get excited.
Get excited for the wicked combo of. And I'm not happy that Aaron
here it
Rodgers
is, Neil.
hurt. But
which side?
You know what's interesting about that is that is a really tough damn choice.
Good, thank you.
That is a really tough choice. I know everyone's like, just when you're make a damn pick, but I actually
make a damn pick. My pick is Twinkies. I already said it. We can see who.
Can I just pivot to Joe Louis somehow?
No,
because it's not.
I
Hostess.
love Joe Louis
because it's not Hostess, but I love Joe Louis more than both.
Joe Louis might be Hostess.
Is Joe Louis aren't host? Joe Louis aren't Hostess. Are they?
I also like there's the caramel.
Look, let's just go Twinkies. Let's go Twinkies.
Yes, sir. Okay.
But I'm not.
Lily says hard pass on
firm
both.
I'm not that firm on that one.
I
love them both.
I haven't had these in a long time.
I love them both.
Okay. Anyways, I think we had Sharif.
Yeah, COSM, guys, just popped up there, almost 50% higher, just broke through VO up at 125, wicked up to 159, retracing back into the mid-140s now.
Yeah, but I guess there's not a why. My first is like, is there a why for this one? But the answer is no, just continuation from the. This made a dollar break this morning. So just to give you the backstory, this made a dollar breakout in the pre-market. It then held a dollar. So watch out for this. Anything that gives you the dollar break that pulls back, if it hangs on to the dollar, just go long again above that price. And I don't know why I wasn't looking at this. Oh yeah, cannabis names. But if it gets through, it did break 150. So if it gets back through 150, that would be bullish. But all that said, bye-bye. Again, like WeWork just gave 580s and then 560s.
Like,
now we're bidding 540s.
We were just talking about these put. Did anybody, tell me if anybody got a put up there?
And it's stair step down for you too.
Because I just want to know, I just want to know what that looked like. Like I was literally going to log in and then I was like, we don't do that on the show, so.
Well, that's in sort of for anyone that's watching for the first time.
Pineapple Twinkies? Interesting.
I only don't like pineapples on pizza. I absolutely love pineapples.
Yeah, as a dessert.
I'm a huge pineapple fan. It's just I don't want it on the pizza.
The problem with pineapple, honestly, obviously I love pineapple as well, but it's very acidic. Like if you have too much of it.
You know, I don't have that problem.
Really?
I can eat the living crap out of it's one of those. It's weird. Like when I was in Cub Scouts, they used to have the only snack you could have when you're camping was like they bring a big bag of apples.
Yeah, okay.
And like which are acidic as well. And I could crush those because like, I'm growing boy, I'm hungry, man. And so I was just eating apples all day long. We're playing Forest Wars, and I'm eating like 10 apples a day, and like no problem. So I can eat pineapple, no problem. I just absolutely do not love it.
Yeah,
on pizza. Yeah, I think that's
you don't love it. You like it.
I strongly dislike it.
Okay. Right now,
because it's not actual pizza.
Someone's up 47% on that. What's up to Gary? Like, don't you think that we could maybe do like? I mean, what if we traded a little bit more options and talked a little bit more about them? I mean, I just came up with that. I mean, me and Neil could do that. The thing is like, it's very popular on names, obviously, like a WeWork. Like, if you're going to trade Microsoft 0-day expiries and stuff like that, again,
that's a different
exactly.
piece.
Like, I'm just
you're not going to get as much movement.
Overly familiar. with how that all looks, but I think you can get a similar move, not similar to that, obviously not moving up and down 100% in a day, but you know.
Oh, this is another point. If you're asking why some of these
the
go
50
up,
period
I would
again.
actually go so far as to say that any one of these reverse splits names that does what WeWork or what Mullen is doing, anyone that actually still allows options, that has options trading, that's probably a better long, because it just gives you another vehicle by which it can go up, like for get a little kind of gamma squeeze going on. WeWork. There's buyers at 550, so I took another leg out at 60. And when I say buyers, I just mean there was a refresher down there. It got down to 550. There was nothing on the bid but buying anyways. So when I see that happen, I'm like, okay, there's buyers at that price. There's a lot of deep prints going off as well. They'll take another leg out. This might not get all the way down to $5, but I am trailing it. The thing about, I always have a stop on something like this, so when I'm short here, my stop is there. But now it would actually go 10% to the upside if it were to get to that stop. No moss on a move like that. So I am tightening my stop into 580. It's not just to lock in profits. I don't want to get caught it halting up on me. That is something you don't want to have happen if you've traded these types of names. I've been kind of caught holding like a last 10% on these, and then the stock halts up on you. If you want to, this is an extreme example of it, but it actually happened on this show. So I'm gonna. What was that? It was the banking stock. Now I'm forgetting which one it was.
PacWest?
It wasn't PacW. It was the other one. Was it FRC?
What was the example?
It was either FRC or PacWest.
Yeah.
I was in a short when it broke down at 20. It halted multiple times down. I'm like, let's get cute, holding the last 10%.
No, it was.
And then it was at $11. It got cut in half.
Western Alliance.
Western Alliance was the one. Got cut in half. Then Western Alliance comes out and says, "Oh, we're not actually looking at alternative options." And it halted at $11 in the money, $9, and opened back up. And I think I made 20 cents on the or flat or something around flat on the last little bit. You do not want to get caught in a halt back to the upside on one of these names because you don't know where it's going to open. You want to trade in the open market for these. I'll trade from halt to halt, but I don't want to hold through halts. Unless you're in, like if you're in the money long, maybe like on a deep move, you might hold through a halt to the upside. But yeah, in this particular case, the trailing stop is moved. I think we can get down to $5 here. WeWork is dying. The market is continuing to make lows. Yada, yada, yada.
I'm watching. What's up, Kevin Johnson, Michael Scores, everybody here talking about
KJ,
options. Yeah,
great point
KJ.
guard.
What's up to Phoenix Suns?
The
Kevin
mayor.
Johnson. Right there. Yeah, good player there for sure. Although the best Phoenix Suns point guard of all time.
He went into politics.
Did he? Kevin Johnson?
I'm
Oh,
90% sure he did.
Is Kevin Nash? Kevin Nash. Steve Nash. Kevin Nash. Although
I feel like it's an unpopular statement to say that Steve Nash was a bit overrated. Is that fair to say?
yeah, well, he's two-time MVP.
I know. I don't think he deserved. He deserved maybe one of those, if we're being real.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't vote.
I'm
They
allergic.
revoked my voting.
I'm allergic to not keeping it real. I don't think Steve Smith definitely didn't deserve one. Shaq deserved. I mean, it was just simply no question that one of those Shaq should have won. But it is what it is. And I'm not terribly certain that you can't disrespect KJ like that, because Kevin Johnson might have been just as good of a player. Like Steve Nash was great, but how much better was he than Mark Price? Think on that.
I don't know how many. I mean, he has. I think he only has one ring.
Mark Price was legit. I think it's unfair when you talk about rings to compare people that had to play against Michael Jordan, because the only reason why the Cleveland Cavaliers probably didn't go to the finals is because of MJ. Let's be real.
Well, I mean that's
like
that's
those Cavs teams, and for anybody that knows anything about the NBA back in those days, there's a lot of people. It's not like it is what it is. You play against who you're up against, and the Cavs were a ridiculously good team. I mean, ridiculously.
Brad Daugherty.
Harper was sick. ACB's bouncing. We're going to have to get.
Anyways, what I was getting at here before we went on about this guy's poor name here was that this is why it's like I don't know. Like you said, 40% of a $20 contract is nothing to write home about. Like 40% return for me, I would think would be good. But I guess when you're playing the option game, of course, it's like almost ones or zeros, right? And so you want to be able to blow out one of the trades. So I guess you're right, 40%. And again, that's why I'm saying here, like, I don't know enough about it, but that is what that is right now. So let's go. Mark Price is a poor man's John Paxson. Wow, wow. Jennifer Schultz throwing fire there on Price, but okay.
That's just some hate. That's some serious hate.
Yeah.
He's
She
a very
should
good
join your
player.
club there, the hate
really
club. As we go down goes we. Yeah, 550 is okay. Hold on a second. Before we go, I was on Microsoft for a
NVIDIA
reason
450.
there. I did put that stop in. So the 50 period's angling down. Again, it's just I just don't want to get stopped up here. That's all. We're heading in. Well, we are now in Power Hour. Welcome, everybody. And it's one of those things where this keeps on fading down. So I'm going to wait at 332.30. Hopefully we don't get wicked out. If it happens, it happens. But we're going to have to stick with some of our rules. I did put, as you can see down here, the RSI here, but it's for a 1 minute. I don't really use a 1 minute RSI. So I don't know. Like the only time that we were down but sub 25 was right here. And I'm actually going to change that color to make that a little bit darker, fill out the darkness right there. Let's go blue, why not? If it does fade out, Bush, okay for that. So these are just gonna highlight to everybody and to myself more on when we are below or above these resistance lines of 25 and 75. So we'll continue to watch out for that, but yeah, so far so good on these shorts, guys.
Yeah, NVIDIA 450 break isn't really doing much of anything down here. Here's the problem. I'm going to get out of this right away. So I was just in it. You'll see I stopped out of it, so it's no longer. That was in and out pretty quickly.
No.
The local bottom, it did pop in, but it's already out. I'll show you. The local bottom is actually 449.30, so that needed to work right away because you do have, technically, you got support underneath it. I drew a line at 450 just visually for you guys, but that is showing some signs of strength, and there are some bids down there on NVIDIA still. I still like this one for a trend to the downside, but it doesn't mean I want to be stubborn with it. I very quickly kind of mentioned ACB caught another bid. So there's buyers at 90 and 91 cents on this stock. So I'm trying to get some more shares out in the mid to low 90s on ACB. With 50 minutes left to go, there's plenty of time for it to tank, but you want to respect where the buyers are when you do see them. As mentioned, WeWork, I'm not going to move the trail just yet. I think we're going to go down to, I think $5 is an obvious area. Like that's where it broke out from this afternoon. If it gets down there, we just take it out. It gave you that second stair step down. You can't worry about catching the top because if you don't have, like, what's the reason to go short? Like 675 just because it's 675? Like, I don't know. Like, when you show me an even dollar level, I just find it's easier to work trades off of that. So it's, to me, a gift that it consolidates at $6 if you want to pick a direction, because it's very easy to just give the local high or low, go long or short, whichever one is your fancy. Mine is short on WeWork because always. And here's one thing we haven't even mentioned today. What's tomorrow? It's Wednesday.
The 13th?
Wednesday CPI. So we're getting this move to the downside out in front of CPI.
But it's like we had the same move yesterday upside, though. This is why I never understand this stuff.
It's so ridiculous. Ridiculous is the wrong word. It's fantastic for trading. Let's get that out of the way. You want to have up and down moves like this because you have the entire range to be able to play with. Like
Right.
It showed you support and resistance, so you don't have to go out there guessing at what support and resistance is today. The NASDAQ just showed it to you. It showed you the top yesterday, and it showed you a support level, which we've now broken down, by the way, at 15.55. So you can continue with the trend into the downside when that happens. You love to see that happen. But let's just say, for argument's sake, that things come in a little bit hot. Like you pulling up the Fed funds tool, if things come in a little bit hot, are we just a prelude for tomorrow? Because you've got another 150 points until we get to 150 points until we get back into the local bottom here on the NASDAQ. Like, that's not that big of a move. Yeah, it'll be some great trading opportunities if we get it.
Yeah, tomorrow should be a great trading opportunity. That, of course, will hit in the morning, so we'll find out, if we can take advantage of anything like that early on with CPI. But here's the big one that we're going to look at. In just 7 days, we get, 8 days, 7 days, 22 hours. So this time, Wednesday of next week, we will have the next interest rate no-go. It will be a nothing right there. It'll be a pause. So that's where we are right now. There's a 7%. And the only reason I'm showing this now is because this will change tomorrow, as Neil and I just mentioned it. If the CPI number, we'll see how it comes out, where it comes out. But, I feel pretty strongly about that. So I don't, we'll trade the CPI tomorrow. I'm not really, like if this was more 50-50, then I could see CPI being a big problem because we already know the Fed's going to be data dependent, which they've said numerous times. So for me, obviously, that'd be something that we're going to look at continuously here on the show as what we're going to go with. And then the next rate, remember I was like, we miss in October, but we have in November. This is the big one here, right? And so this is where in November, where you either have, again, 60%, let's whatever, 60-40, there's a 3% chance that we go higher than that, which is kind of crazy. But either we stay or we raise again there in November. So that's the key thing. The minute this changes, I think you could get some actionable events right there. So we'll wait to see what that means exactly, but so far so good on what's coming for September. 93%, looking for a hold on the rates. So we'll see if that's going to be right. All right, let's go, man. We got to let's just keep on doing this, man.
Awesome.
And then, oh. Yeah, so what was for lunch today? Let's hit that bumper.
Same thing it always is.
Yeah.
You guys going to lose it when it's not.
I mean, it's today's lunch brought to you by the great farmers of poultry.
Yeah,
because today's great menu was, and we didn't have any of that. I had tuna on the salad. By the way, Microsoft.
It was delicious.
Let's go right now to Microsoft. It's delicious. I love tuna on a salad. But today's was Cajun Country chicken quarters. And they looked okay, man, with honey roasted sweet potato and mixed bean succotash. So that was good. But right now, let's go, man. The bear is riding as Microsoft is... Let's go right now. Nice little move to the downside here for Softy as there we go, baby. And yes, we are getting close. Why does this keep on changing? We are getting close. This is probably extended a little bit far. 331.50, man, 250 in the money. I think we could probably close this. What is that, 331.80? Okay, if we take down 331.80, we're going to get out. We're very, very close to that right now. Yeah, I'm going to put that in. 331.86, stop order, out. So there it is right now, man. It's continuing to make a move, 331.86. It's going to break in 2 seconds. Ooh, it does not break. We're almost out of this trade, guys, by the way. Nice move to the downside. We did get out. Oh, we did get out. That's fine. All right, there it is, man. We'll face slap out a little bit. Not happy because it just seems like it rejected that level, but there it is right there. We take advantage of this move. It doesn't get much better than this on Softy today. This is why it is my number one stock to the downside and for reason, right? Huge move, huge move. There it is right there. Shout out to Brian Shannon, who I'm going to secure, and we're talking about, he's on the show next Tuesday on the recap show. Brian Shannon of Anchored VWAP fame will be on the after show. We're going to talk all about that as well. But there it is right there. There's the out. So boom goes the dynamite on another 250 there for Softy as we end that trade. Microsoft, a friend of mine today, and a friend of mine forever. I feel like we got to do some studies on what's the number one stock that we've traded since the show's inception, just for interest's sake.
Inception.
I think it might net-wise. I know we had some big trades on Tesla.
The thing about Tesla is that there's been so many ridiculous opportunities on Tesla. Maybe it's not the most consistent, but there was the day that Elon basically said the company was overvalued. That was free money. There was the $1,000 drop down of I don't remember that one. There's been so many, the trend up days where you just get the explosive moves. It's just, when it goes, it's ridiculous. And I think we have to not count some of the one-off meme events, I think, because those skew things. There were some ridiculous opportunities.
Yeah, I don't know how we'd be able to figure it out.
But. Yeah, if you remember when GameStop was going crazy, obviously there were some one-off trades that.
Oh yeah, all those meme days.
That were going to stand out a little bit. And I think that's a little bit unfair because it's very gimmicky. It's not to say that they're not good trades, but let's be real. You had some nonsense stuff happening in GameStop days, and I feel like that's not necessarily coming back in the same way that it was. I moved my trail, and this just happened in WeWork. It wicked. Does not break 580. I had a trailing stop at 580, wicked 575. I pulled a bit at 5. I think I'll just let it roll. At this point, now I'll go to a 550 trailing stop and just see how far it goes to the downside. We got 40 minutes left to go It is looking like it is giving up the ghost, for lack of a better term. Alert to ACB.
Of course, Microsoft just tanks there 30 cents.
ACB is trying to break back up into VWAP. I don't want to reload. I'm cancel those offers. So I had the 99 short. Best fill was at 91s. I took some out at 93. I just took some out at 96, and I probably get it all out. This is starting to look a little bit stronger than it was before. So in 99 into 91, but it is holding up pretty decently. K-Debs, are you still planning on taking AXLA? That's Excella Health. Well, my attention went over to WeWork, obviously. Yeah, that's a pretty big drop. This 3-minute chart, thank you very much for all the data. That's pretty nasty. Why am I long NVIDIA off of the bottom? I do not want that. I'm getting out of that right away. Should have only been short. I know I liked 110. I don't know if I like it at this time of day. That's a maybe. That's a big drop into the downside. Like, I would have liked it failing off 150, dropping down in kind of in one move and snapping off 110 was what I was getting at. It doesn't do that. It stair steps and fails another leg down. I'm gonna say pass on it, but I like defending $1, and it's kind of close to it.
I just got the message. I'm surprised it took this long from my wife. Message me. iPhone 15 time with a smiley face. Yeah, I knew that.
There were some interesting features.
Yeah, I have an iPhone 12 Pro. So she has the 4. Maybe she might have the 13 Pro, but we might be on one of those.
Cool.
It's like, yeah, the camera's cool. I mean, the cameras on all these phones are kind of good at this point. I always bought the phone just for the camera because of all the kids and stuff. Like, really just being able to take advantage of, the best moments and having great pictures of them. So that's why I like the phone. But, ACB went to 98. I thought it was going more than that, but it's not. Okay, so, in showing you every time we get out and now not being flat, of course, I was just like cursing because Microsoft makes that move down there. Again, see, this keeps on just resizing like every single time. This RSI is not going to work down here for some reason. But there it is. Like we came pretty close to hitting, right? So that was a good level there. We got out of it. We'll work on that RSI. You know what? Actually, you know what? Maybe if I save my layout, I'm going to do that quickly. Maybe we'll have a little bit of something right there. Okay. Let's go on that.
I've used it before. It should work.
It should work. No, it's working. It's just a matter of saving. So hopefully that will save. All right, so Aurora, not much. We still have shares on AMC. We could get it out, and we just took some out of VWAP. Let's see if it falls a little bit more. We only have about 20% left, so not too much left on this one. Maybe it falls, maybe it doesn't. Let's find some more opportunities. We have liked Google short. Obviously, we gave it up right there at the bottom of the day at that time. But there it is again, again, kind of bouncing off that 25 right there and not getting into it. Maybe we're getting a little low now on the RSI there. So have a couple quick looks at that. NVIDIA, we've only lost.
Intel is, how is Intel not moving?
NVIDIA, we waited for this move to happen, but again, see, this is where it's not always going to be roses, right? I mean, when you're looking at strategies, and I actually talked about this with Brian Shannon, and it's like when you're talking about taking stuff off anchored VWAP or something, not every time it's going to work. And so it's like, this is the thing about books and looking at strategies. And I kind of say this laughing because this is not a shot at anybody that's writing books because who knows what is going to happen in our future. But it's just like there's always examples of things working absolutely perfectly. And that tends to be what you see in a lot of books or a lot of lessons that you may pay for $1,000 a year. People know maybe who I'm talking about, or other things like that where you pay a certain amount per month and they go, oh, look at this trade. Next time, make it with me. But I mean, we tried VWAP there. We tried the 200. It didn't work and we got out for very, very little scratch, right? And then now, obviously, there's the tank. But someone's going to show you, wow, look at VWAP right there. There's a move down. Like, why don't you short it right there? But, you can't take every trade that looks like that. Sometimes you got to use, a little bit of like
discretion.
Discretion, or understand what you're trading and the risks associated with it. And not every time are you going to hold something $3 or $4 against you just so it can come back so you can make $3 or $4, But it's about trading your own style. It's not throwing shade at anybody. It's just I'm pretty proud of the way we trade and the risk management that we have here. So if you're trading, I'm not afraid to show you that we tried this. There's the 50, there's the 200, and there's VWAP for NVIDIA. It didn't work. Glad we got out of the way at 53 because it went to 54.50, right? Now it's a huge move down. Maybe we got to try to find some buy areas there on NVIDIA.
Speaking of buy areas, the market is making more lows. Like I'm looking over at the NASDAQ. It's literally all red. and I just canceled my stop order to break short on Intel, mostly because I don't think it's going to do it. Like, I'll probably take it manually if it looks weak, but this is holding up super well off this 39 level. It's actually surprising me what's going on here with Intel. This is, maybe this stock is only a buy. I don't know, but that's what it's kind of. It rejected 40 today. Why is it not breaking down with the market? It's up 1.5% still. I don't necessarily get it, but you don't always have to understand something to respect what's happening in front of you. And what this is telling me is don't give up on the notion of an Intel long tomorrow. Speaking of things that you don't necessarily want to give up the notion of long on, you might have a, like, I know it doesn't look fantastic today on Meta, but this could be a bounce off the 50 period on the daily if it holds on to 301. Like, look at the over-under that could be happening here. Yesterday, you essentially broke off that 301 level all the way up to 309. This could have been a liquidity grab underneath, bouncing off 300 if it closes back above 301. Maybe we shouldn't be so hasty to think this is a weak stock, because all it's done is retrace the range, and it could close above yesterday's lows. So this is one worth watching as well. Like I said, I'm trailing WE. It does look like it's giving it up a little bit. And ACB showing some signs of strength. I'm almost all out of that. AMD is going to go red on the day. While I was staring at Intel, it slapped a fail on me here. While I was waiting for Intel to try to break down, the one that broke channel down was actually AMD. Yeah. And I was sitting there waiting for Intel to make this move, and it's AMD that made the move and gave it to you. So it's a stock selection there in that particular case. Maybe I was just too bullish on AMD after the long worked on the breakout, but it is what it is. This was the breakdown short, not necessarily Intel, which is still super strong.
Yeah, AMD's right at VWAP right now. I mean, I would think it would be a long because it's still positive today, but at the same time, it is breaking lower. So we will stay away from that. There was a stock I wanted to look at. Oh, it was that's what it was, Tesla, for my guy up there. But Tesla just came into 268, and that had been, an area there to look at. So that would have been something. Again, 268 and change is now you're trying to go a little bit lower. I still really like this long though. Even though Tesla's down a little bit today, down a lot actually, down 2% is a pretty decent number. For them, they were up. Did they finish up 10 yesterday? I don't remember exactly what percent they were up, but it was a nice move yesterday, that's for sure.
Ish.
Ish, yeah, I think so. About $10 on 250, yeah, so something like that. But 278 there, nice downside move on Tesla. So we'll have to wait to see if it can hold that. The market's trying to bump back up a little bit right now. So we'll have to look at that. So a stock that's come all the way back, and again, I told you we had like 3% of this left. So we do still have that. It's Disney, but the thing is that it's stair-stepping. This is what it did yesterday on DIS, right? And so now you're still coming back. I still want to wait for down here. We're getting close. We're getting close. So 83.10, I think, is where we took the first trade. Let's do that again. So if we can get something down to 83.10 against 83, I think we want to do that. I'm going to put it against this level, though, which is 90. That's where my stop's always been. My stop is still there, actually. Yeah, so I don't even need to change my stop. My Disney stop right here on this long of 83.20 was down here at 83.90. So good take there. Let's put another bid on Disney, see if we can get that down here at 83.10. So let's put a bid there, see if we can get that fill. Hopefully we do. I'm not really seeing too much else right now. The market is kind of just hovering around, honestly. I know it's going to the downside, but it's just in the last about 20 minutes, doing something like this. In 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes, we're going to get the market on close update on what we're expecting from the market on close and balance. So we can have a quick look now at our new feature, and that is the broker.
Yep.
Right here from NASDAQ. So Hut must have halted at one point here today, maybe? No, 9:30. No, that's left over from 9:30. I don't see any halts. So, okay. So right now we don't have much there. Schlumberger there as a buy. Rig as a buy, Ford as a sell. Ford had a nice move off $12 today, actually, that really we didn't talk about right there. Ford a nice one. We can look at that. Palantir as a sell. No, these are all from the morning still, actually. So, yeah, not much on here into close. So I'm not expecting a big number, needless to say.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much either. You might see something. It's witching on Friday, so you might see something at the end of the week when it comes to the imbalances. As far as today goes, I don't know if we expect anything today, but at the end of the week, what's the big one? Airbnb. It doesn't mean there'll be a big imbalance on Airbnb. It just means there's a potential for a big imbalance on Airbnb, which we should watch. I'm now out of WeWork. I hit the spike and then I remembered that I don't like football right now, so. Whatever, man. So I'm out of WeWork. I trailed it out. It did bounce off.
But we saw who the Bills play next
this
week. It
high
was an
of
easy
$5. The Bills.
Who is it?
I know I'm always confident about the Bills.
It's a home
but they're
team.
at home to Las Vegas.
That's
next
what it is,
week.
Vegas. Yeah.
So here's what I have to say for everybody that's a Raiders fan
Sharif's
out
on
there.
Vegas.
My condolences because they're going to destroy the anger that they're going to have. Josh Allen's going to come back and account for like 4 or 5 touchdowns. That's just how he rolls. But Vegas isn't that good of a team. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So. My team took it on. My team took it on the chin, but it's like I said, it's only one game, and the Jets defense played amazing. At the same time, some mistakes you really shouldn't make. Some picks are worth it to take chances. Other ones are ridiculously horrible decisions, throwing into double coverage on 3rd and 2 when you only need 3 yards, and literally the route in front of him that's more shallow was open to the tight end. So if you throw for the tight end, you get the easy completion for a first down. Instead, you try to fit it into double coverage and you throw a pick. That's the Josh Allen experience, but that's also the reason why he is so good at times. It's basically a lot. Like, remember Brett Favre?
No.
You knew what was coming with Brett Favre. You had to deal with that sometimes, and that's what he was also very electric as well. What do we got? What's up?
Cowboys at Bills, December 12th, 17th. Let's go.
December 17th, Cowboys at Bills. I can't promise I can go. That's around my brother's birthday. I usually have a lot of family stuff to do. I would love to go. You don't want this smoke. If we're at Ralph Wilson together and you're a Cowboys fan, just understand something. I was dating dating an ex, and we went down to a Bills game, and she loved the Titans, and she wore a Titans jersey. I full out said, if you wear a Titans jersey, just understand that there are certain things I am and am not willing to do in terms of defending you. You're gonna get a lot of trash talk. If it doesn't cross the line, you're just gonna have to eat it because that's how we're rolling. I don't think you should wear the jersey, but if you want to, I'm not gonna tell you not to. And that was the end of that discussion. I'm just saying.
His mic is not on.
Oh, he doesn't have his mic on? Basically, Sharif is saying that he wants to come down to the Bills game when they're in Dallas, and that's fine. I don't think he should wear his jersey.
In Buffalo.
In Buffalo, sorry.
In Buffalo, yeah.
You don't want to
I
wear
went
that
with a
jersey.
buddy who's a Green Bay fan. Shout out, Sean. And it was Green Bay versus the Bills at Buffalo. And he wore his Green Bay shirt. You know, he got heckled here and there. It was okay. We managed. It was a good time.
Bills fans are actually, it's a lot worse if it's like an AFC East team. Like we've seen some, anyways, we used to have season tickets. We've seen some things with when it's versus
Well,
the
the Packers
Patriots.
are such a loved team.
Yeah,
obviously. But so are the Cowboys. But.
Nobody's like, I remember the Dallas fan, the Monday Night Football game. Like there was one guy, and like everyone's giving him a hard time, but it was all kind of love. But if it's a Jets jersey, if it's an AFC, if it's Patriots, if it's Miami Dolphins, you see some ugly stuff every now and then from Bills fan. But generally speaking, they're all really good. The market is catching a little bit of a bid here. Worth mentioning, you know, the NASDAQ's trying to come back into the upside. NVIDIA's trying to bounce. We have neglected Amazon a little bit, and that is holding decently at 141. There's a bit of a bounce happening in the market. In the early look, I don't have on the imbalances yet. It's past 330, but
we do have it. Someone had it. They said 143 to buy.
Well, there we go. We have 143 to buy. So small buy imbalance. That's not a heck of a lot. Nothing to write home about on the imbalances right now.
No, for sure. Okay, so yeah, not a huge imbalance there, so we'll continue to look for it as we go. But Disney did make that bounce. Unfortunately, we were waiting at 83.10. Went to 83.20. Good bounce there, though, needless to say, on that one. So we'll just continue to wait to see if we can get anything else on that. Wow, what a good out that was, man. I mean, you guys want to talk about, you know, being able just to trade back and forth. This is what we do. Like I said, you know, there's the out on Microsoft, there's the move back up. So all's good on that one. Finally, HCB, well, it's not even catching a bid, really. What else can we look at? We were going to think about going long on Google, but as I said, we don't really want to go long anything. And I said AMD maybe because we're breaking VWAP could be a long down here. That was like right here. It's not really doing too much movement.
It's looking okay.
Right there again. So there could be something to look at there for this name. But yeah, so far so good here as we just continue to watch this market. Yeah, AMD is riding VWAP, Anthony. I mean, I don't know what else to do with this. Kind of just sitting there. I feel like the name that neither one of us traded today, I don't think. Like Tesla, kind of barcoding as well right now, looking for that move. And look, it's 333, man. We have... Today, I have about 150 fills. And the thing is like we're at the highest spot we've been at all day. This is my best day of the month. I know I said yesterday or 2 days ago was, today is now. And you don't have to make a trade now. We have CPI coming tomorrow. So the market's only open for another 27, 28, 26 minutes, and then it closes at 4, and then we wait for tomorrow at 8:30, right? So that's going to be an interesting number to come through, and I feel like it's the right thing to maybe just wait for that. So now we'll sit on our hands, but we don't want to be too frugal. If there's any opportunities, we will take it. I did see Rivian today.
Big bounce on Oracle, at least.
Big bounce on Oracle. Okay, big bounce on the market a little bit. Not really, but maybe Oracle. That could be good. Maybe we can look at earnings play. There's the Rivian. Yesterday we had Rivian at about this time when it hit 24 bucks. Remember we were short here, then short up there, and then watched it collapse into the rest of the day. Well, it did the same thing early today. It went back up to 24, but this time went to 24.40 on Rivian, and then those were the highs, and it's kind of dripped down ever since then. Again, so that was the 24 look right there on Rivian that came through. I feel like we're going to have to short Rivian next time we see 24. So that's been a couple times. We got going early, only went 40 cents. But even if you, I mean, I don't think you would hold it up there depending on the shares you had, but it's giving you 40 cents back in again.
Yeah, you just took it. I mean, I stopped it when it broke VWAP and got back into it because I don't think you can hold it past 24. It was a big, strong move to the upside. I did want to mention, like I said, Oracle made a strong move. That's a very strong move. Bounced $3 off the lows at 2 o'clock. We're at 220, like 20 minutes after we came on here. Oracle made a huge bottom wick candle. Remember, it's an SSR bounce. If this can't get VWAP, I'm kind of thinking like a cheeky, I don't know, like maybe just a cheeky little short off of this, off that high. Like it is pulling back, but the problem is the market's bouncing. And if the market's bouncing, do you really want to short a name down 13% that's short sell restricted? The answer is maybe a no there. Worth backing off. CVS is still going corn. Dan McIsaac, Is this still going upside? CVS has been a strong-ish name, and there it goes again. Like maybe we should just be thinking about trend long on CVS. If the market goes back to the lows, this finds support at an obvious price, 70.25. Like it's just showing you where the support level is on the stock, and it's just bouncing off of it. So I don't know if it needs to take out 71 on the daily chart. You're at resistance on the 50 period. So I think what you really want to happen is a breakout of 71 on CVS. It was a nice trend trade, but the continuation is this sucker getting past the 50 period. What a amazing couple of days is. Let me just write that down on the iPad. CVS and then number 71 because that's obvious. So it doesn't mean it has to be a breakout of 71 because now that I've put it down there, what's likely to happen is it'll gap past that price in the aftermarket, and we'll come in tomorrow and it's just trading at like 71.5, so maybe it's a dip buy at 71. But I like the level. I like the trend. Let's look for a long tomorrow on CVS. The trend is your friend. Speaking of which, one trend that we kind of forgot about that is still holding highs is a firm. Okay, now it's down a little bit now, but this is up like it's up like a million days in a row, and above 23 is still breaking out. So a firm's been on a bit of an ignored tear here, and I think it deserves not to be ignored as much. If it can hang on to this 23 in a down move in the market, then it's showing you a lot of signs of strength. This and Intel have shown you some serious signs of strength. Let's go to the desk to take care of some business.
All right, this segment of the show brought to you by IG. Trade Forex pairs like the Euro USD with spreads as low as 0.8 pips and 0 commissions at IG. Terms and conditions apply. Back to you guys.
All right.
Down to Sky. I guess you did not check run. It had a nice run.
Rev run. You know what I was thinking about now that you mentioned run? Nike today, pretty bad. Again, someone just said Lulu's getting destroyed. I mean, Nike right now, not destroyed like Lulu. Lulu's down about 2.5%. But here's the daily for Nike. It's not great, man. I mean, you're just now. I thought we could get saved there. Not saved, but we did have that wick bottom back in August 23rd, which is a couple weeks ago, of $96, and you went all the way back to 102, which was pretty nice. But that 102 came into play or I guess it's 103.50. Came into play right there, and then now we've bounced off of that, and now you're making lows again. So this is pretty sad. Like, I think Nike probably goes back into here, man, 86, 87, something like that, because you just reject that move, then you make that move back down in. So Nike making the move back in right there on global worries. Of course,
what retailer do you even like right now?
Yeah,
Costco.
I do like Costco, but
Lululemon.
No, but even Lululemon today, again, from 405 all the way down, breaking this level. You're right back at another level of concern. If Lulu doesn't hold 390, which it's at right now, then you probably see a 360.
But at least you could buy it on dips.
I think also Costco.
Walmart's is pretty solid right now.
Yeah, Walmart's okay, but I don't want like that kind of traditional retailer. Costco's the one. Like there's always the one. So my pick would be Costco. Forever and always.
Forever, that's a song.
Forever,
it's always in forever is a song, not forever and always.
I'm trying Ross, we don't have.
Trying to pull up the Walmart.
I guess that's like a Winners, right? TJX.
Is that? Yeah, it's kind of a good comparison. What about Winners? I mean, you know what? Walmart. Oddly enough, I'm glad I pulled this chart up because look at the 15-minute and look at 165 on Walmart. While we're talking about this, that looks like an upward trend. It's got a double top. Maybe, just maybe, there's a little something here on Walmart tomorrow. It's a little bit late for Intel, Frank Jones. It is moving to the downside, and it's probably, how many times have to enter? It's probably going to make this breakdown. Oh, my goodness. It's going to break 39 now at 340. I don't know that I'm taking that trade at 340 like this time of day. We have 8 minutes until the imbalances. I suppose you can take a quick little shot at it. The market is holding lows. That's the only problem, is the market is bouncing here, and now Intel wants to take out the lows. I'm going to stay away from that trade. You don't want to throw it away at this time of day. It doesn't make a lot of sense that it would even be going down at this particular time, as the market is catching a bit of a bid here.
It's 340 right now, so we're going to get ready for these imbalances. Let's just quickly see if there's anything to talk about here on the imbalance locator. No, LU is always on there. What was that? Yeah, so the same number again, 140 to buy. We'll figure out if that is good to go or not moving forward, as there's not much on here at all. Like this is very, very light. Snowflake though, catching, Snowflake's another name that I like. I mean, we really like Palantir. Snowflake down today, good opportunity, but again, into 150 is where we like that. Into Palantir 15 has been good. There it is again. So here's the 15 hold on Palantir, and there's, when we trade these names, you remember certain prices and stuff like that. So Palantir, pretty good right there, down at 15. Obviously 14, the ultimate bottom, where you may want to get a couple longs. But then again,
I know that's 1360.
Yeah, then you break that exact number. Yeah, 1355, 1360, and then you come into there 12. But anyways, this keeps on going. The name that I was liking today was Ford, and we actually forgot about it. I saw someone mention it in the morning. This is another name that look at this on the daily, just absolutely destroyed. Like this is going to go about like. That's July 17th, so let's, from July 17th all the way to basically August 25th, you're going to get like sprinkled in here like 7 or 8 like green days. Other than that, man, it's like 3 to 1 or so, I guess. Green to red there. Now it's finally getting that bump off 1180. So, it didn't get down to that very, very bottom there, but this seems like a decent stock to like sort of get involved with next time it's down there in the mid 11s as you go on Ford. So again, another name. Should talk to Randy about that. Man of limited words today, Randy. But yeah, I like Ford down there. And is Tesla finally bouncing? It was making that move back up. It's a good thing that we got out of that Microsoft. I was saying there to Ryan there in the chat that it was a good out for us on Microsoft because we got out of that 70 cents ago on the bottom as my Tesla chart's not working. Oh, there it goes. As soon as I go to Microsoft, it works. But there's the out right there. So that was a good out at 85 or 86 as it's up to 40 right now. So, again, saved ourselves a little bit. Sometimes the best stock, the best saves are the outs that you make, and it might not always be for the best out, but it's like, you take it out so you're not losing 40 cents right back there again. 343 right now.
Guess what just bounced? Because obviously, WeWork is back on the move to the upside. You cannot stop this. You can only hope to contain it. I don't know, whatever. It's probably going to make another leg down. I don't know when that'll be. I doubt we're not going to take a trade on this again. Well, probably tomorrow, but not for the rest of the day. It bounced off of 5. We kind of anticipated that. I wanted to see if it could break down the 5 level. That's why we trailed it out. Even if it were to come back to 6, I think it's too late in the day to make that move. If you think about what's going on in the higher time frame, it's still well past the breakout since the reverse split at 420. I think if it gets back underneath 420, that day it probably gets to $3. I'm going to look for shorts. I'm going to pay for shorts tomorrow morning, but it doesn't mean you have to take them at all circumstances. Like, I was only shorting underneath 420 today and then waited for it to just show weakness. Like, on the way up, you're just getting run over if you short this. Like, once it turned, it gave you a reason to look for the short trade. It actually gave you a reason to go long off of 5 if you happen to like that as well. But sort of sit it out until you see an obvious level at some point. Tesla, still doing not a heck of a lot. I mean, if you're looking at this somewhat market bounce off the bottom, I had a couple of scalp trades on Tesla inside of the range, and it's still in exactly the same range. The market kept on going down. Tesla has absolutely stopped moving. So not a heck of a lot to look at. I'm glad we're able to see a few names in relative strength and weakness that got pointed out in the afternoon. Like, looking at things like CVS to have an opportunity to maybe get a breakout on that tomorrow does look like it makes some sense for sure. Shout out to Anthony Kerr. You're sitting the rest of the day out. I don't blame you. It's been a good one. Happy with the scores today. Thank you, Sean and Neil. We have for the awesome juju. Here you go. Not Mr. Smith-Schuster, but the positive vibes I see.
Yeah. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Imagine going from
Pittsburgh fame.
Imagine going from Pat Mahomes to Mac Jones.
Or or imagine going from like Kenny Pickett, to Mahomes, and now to Mac Jones. Actually, I guess he wasn't there for Pickett, I guess.
Yeah, because
he was there for whoever was before that. Big Ben
was
his best, but then who was it, like Mason Rudolph or something?
No, but go figure. His best. When was his best year? With Ben Roethlisberger, and then all of a sudden he doesn't.
Year 2.
And then he has a good year last year with Patrick Mahomes, and he'll have a so-so year with Mac Jones. So the common denominator is
I don't know how good he did this last week.
maybe he's a good player. He's a good player, but he's obviously much better when he has a Hall of Fame quarterback throwing to him.
Yeah, pretty much everybody would be. Garrett Wilson, we're having some discussions in our pool about him right now as well. Okay, so the same buy. Right now, Apple, just quickly here. We've ignored it, which has been a shame right there because it's bounced off 175, clear as day, numerous times. So that sucks because that should have been bought up there again on that. There, I mean, look how easy that is. 175 came in, missed it a couple of times. We had it the first time down there, as you can see, but missed it the last couple of times. So again, not great execution there. We probably should have stayed on there. With Apple doing 76 million shares, it's not even that many shares considering the kind of a day it was. But all they really did was come out there and announce new phone, a couple new features, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that was exactly what we thought it would be. And the price, I think, was either as expected or $100 more than last year, which I'm thinking is decent for many people, right? I mean, if you're going to get an upgrade, you want to pay the same price every year. So I think that's pretty good there for Apple. So in about 3.5 minutes, we will get those imbalances. But here's a little bit of a larger look because tomorrow's CPI, right? And so here's the NASDAQ. Again, we talked about this high yesterday here at 15.7, and then we made it today again and then dropped off. So now you're hitting the 200 period. This is a 60-minute chart, so still some valid levels there, obviously, as we look at it, but nice move to the downside. Watch out for 15.4 tomorrow possibly breaking, and if you want to get some puts on the NASDAQ, or the Qs, I guess, you can look at the Qs as well, but what about coming down here to 15,300, something like that tomorrow? That's only a drop of 15.5, so 200 points down. We could probably get to that level, so I'd say watch out for that tomorrow, 15,300 or so down here for the NASDAQ. So, that's going to be a good little trade there. It's Katrine coming. I thought it was maybe Randy, but I think Randy's out of here. He gone. Right now, he gone. ACB, oops, that's Apple. Yeah, we might.
We got to do something.
We might just have to get out of this. Yep, go ahead.
We got to do a little something, because it's 347. The market's giving you plenty of opportunities. We had the Apple event for you. I think Adam did a great day. I saw a lot of great compliments for Adam.
Adam
Max
was great.
as a combo. And we love to see that. It's love to see new traders in different perspectives. However, less than 600 likes with 4,000 people watching the show. It feels bad. There's been a lot of great opportunities. I know how excited everybody is for these markets. It's only going to get better the rest of this week. So I humbly request this of you. And I think we always hit one key for this, and there's a reason why we do it. It's absolutely the best one.
And he wants us to hit it.
And he wants us to do it.
Like, subscribe, and share the show that takes you into the heart of the market every day.
I mean, if he didn't always ask us to do it.
He's even wearing the shirt today. That's
What was that,
perfect.
Sharif?
It's
Oh, he wants you to hit
perfection.
it again, he said.
You do? Okay.
Like, subscribe, and share the show that takes you into the heart of the market every day.
You know, I actually just noticed something. I'm wearing this, like the,
I know his
I'm
mic
wearing
was
that
off.
shirt too, by the way.
I know his mic was off there, but he said thank you so much, guys, for hitting it.
You're welcome.
So,
yeah, you're welcome.
yeah, you know, you're welcome. Sharif, man, we got you.
Sharif, we got you.
I mean, Sharif, you're one of us, man. Okay? It's fine, Sharif. Okay, so hey, Sharif, you're more than welcome, man.
Talk trash to my
Thank you for
bills and
doing
see
all the
what's up.
great work on the desk. So
Up now, Sharif.
that's good. Well, if he turns his mic on, next time we'll hear him, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so 1 minute to
Here
go
come the imbalances.
until these imbalances strike. I'm just looking over here. Oh, we did get out of some ACB on that move up. It just hit 97s
still
there,
have
so
some
we got out
trading
of some of
today.
that. We're literally taking 2 pennies, like it's 2%, but it's not a big trade. I definitely understand that. So let's call this up quickly.
We work
get
to
this
6.
going. We work, yeah. I mean, we'll look at that as it goes. I'm going to get rid of these broker sources and whatnot. Now we'll wait. This will update. We can call it up right now. I don't know what I just clicked on. Let's click on Apple because there could be some moves on this. So here's Apple right now. We're going to wait. It's only 25 seconds now, and then we'll go from there. So people like Intel right now for the short as well. We'll check out some Intels going. We've got Disney, 23 cents of the money. Aurora Cannabis, an amazing 2 cents. And then, unfortunately, for everybody that's watching AMC, it continues to bleed lower and lower and lower. So we now have a nice trade on AMC as well. But here we go with only now 2 seconds, 2 and 1. Let's see what happens to Apple right now. All right, nothing. So I'm not expecting anything big. Oh, there's Apple. Apple has a buy. Apple's
Small.
A buy. Small buy there. Intel with a sell. Wow, Neil. Yeah, whoever just said that on the chat, good look, man. Intel is
probably should have taken that
cratering right now to the downside.
You know what? I think there's-
Kenvue was up yesterday, but the index actions are over on that. Oracle, 830 million to buy. So a good buy level there. Most of that obviously going to be on Apple's shoulders.
So this OVV, that's a buy and bounce of over 1 million. I want to say, and I'm going to try and double check this, maybe if you can take it for a quick second. I
Yeah.
think there's an index action on this on Friday, or at least something happening with this one. It's at the high of the day, so usually, like the play I like to play is a kind of a rejection trade, like it pairs off, but if there's some kind of an action on OVV, I don't think you want to fight it. Strong mover, it is getting to resistance levels, but that whole like reversion trade I like on a buy and bounce when it gets to a top is usually for things that don't have a reason for an imbalance, because I'm assuming it'll pair off. I'm not sure it's going to pair off, so I'm just going to do a quick. Yeah, you know what? There it is. Yeah, so here we got, I can show this, it's not a big deal.
No.
OVV, there's like an offering here, so it is an MSA.
Is that Enbridge? What does
It's
that
an Enbridge today's the 13th, right? No, tomorrow. So this is tomorrow. Enbridge is supposed to be a share increase, and so is OVV, which could explain why there's a buy and bounce on it.
Ooh la la.
Enbridge had that the offering to pay for
Right, their deal.
Shoot, what was the acquisition they just made?
They made 3 pipeline
It
deals.
was like 3 pipeline deals. They're raising capital.
I bought
so
some
yada,
of those
yada,
shares. Let me see what Enbridge is doing.
there. So that's both these names actually have some index action tomorrow. So OVV, I would not do the regression trade on.
I bought Enbridge. I mean, I haven't checked Enbridge. I bought Enbridge on that. Okay, yes, sir. I bought Enbridge on that day. So I have to find out what day it is. But there's the quadung. So I have to be nicely in the money on this Enbridge trade here, I would think, because. No, I mean nicely in the money. I don't know if it's nicely in the money or not, but that's a nice move up there off of that move down. So we bought some Enbridge shares there. So that's good. Again, Enbridge, pretty good name to come through. Okay, so there it is. We are getting light on everything right now. So the only thing we have left is Disney. Let's just get that out for a decent win there at the end of the day for sure. So here goes Disney right up to 57. Maybe that'll print us. Maybe it won't. We just go, well, whatever. I'll just punch out at 56 in a minute. There, I just want to talk about everything that we got out of. There's ACB. Now, I was offered 97. Obviously, it's a little bit better than that right now. And then AMC, we got 58. Oops, that's still the wrong stock. Where's AMC? There it is. AMC, we got 58. So that's going to turn out to be pretty good there, as this is what my AMC trading looks like. Short, cash, get stopped out of the last piece of this trade, get back in because we saw that wick top. And you know what? Like when we're short at 05, my out is 15. So that's 10 cents. We just took 50 cents. So 5 to 1 on that. And there it is. The register was just rang on Disney. Of course, not a great out. We got out at 58, as now it's on there at 59. So again, a decent trade there for Disney today. Put that right back in our pocket for a good one to end the day. So again, thank you so much for watching. We're getting ready to flip over to the after show, which is called the recap show. I've been told I have to call it the recap show right there. So whoops.
Well, that's good to know
that's
because
ugly.
every time I throw, I never
yeah,
say
it's called the after show there. But here it is right now. The market, because we have everything looks like this, right? It says the market's morning.
Okay, so
And it shows the market's midday.
so
And then just in case you're wondering what
just
time of day
tell
it
me
was.
what I'm supposed to say when I throw it to you. I'll say
The markets, you're supposed to say the markets, recap, exclamation
Okay,
mark.
so now here's the thing. Now when I screw that up in about 7 minutes,
Yeah.
then just understand that I really did want to get it right. But it's just that you know
Well,
how I
not
roll.
only that, is that also that when it throws to me, I'm like, welcome to the after show. So that is that as we go.
We're
but-
traders, not broadcasting professionals. Let's get that
Yes.
real for a second. By the way, I talked myself out of 2 trades right there at the end. One of them was Axela Health. I'm calling it Axela because it's AXLA. That was a long.
Axela.
Why did when you said that, for some reason I was picturing Johnny Drama, and I don't know why. But victory.
Yes, exactly.
And then the Intel Short, which did
William
break down.
Wallace.
So both of those were pretty solid. I really do miss. I miss that show.
Yeah, what are the like counts at anyway?
I absolutely missed that. We got to 900, but
Okay,
not quite
that's
to
good.
1,000.
We'll
So
take
a bit of a bounce when we hit the Sharif key. So what I'm noticing here is we get more likes when Sharif asks for
Yes.
them because everybody loves it. So
Like, subscribe.
that's not cool, bro. No, because everybody loves to see it. We're having fun with it here, and you're gonna put the kibosh on it.
The worst.
Like, subscribe, and share the show that takes you into the heart of the market every day.
I was going to say, like, that might be the worst thing that Sharif ever did was like trying to challenge that.
Don't
Oh,
even
man.
try it.
Sharif, come on, man.
Guess what just went green? It's that kind of a day. The market is down and Nikola just went green.
If you're enjoying this video, please take a second and hit the like
what the
and
hell?
subscribe on this channel. And never forget
Wow,
to not
Sharif.
put pineapple on your pizza.
Sharif is just not holding back.
Whose side are you on, Fabian? What do you mean? Fabian just said, I'm sorry, I thought that was a different one.
All
yeah,
right,
I'm
well,
sure.
I
don't
gotta go
believe
do the
you.
closing show.
Ramin
I
is
mean, this
literally dying laughing. I know you did that on purpose, okay, first of all. Like, let's be real for a second. You did that on purpose.
He did.
That's more like it. Speaking of which, actually, and this is not just
Good
because
thing I don't have one of those.
we actually have to figure out the Halloween costume thing. I'm just saying that out
Oh
loud.
yeah, no, we got to do. No, that's a very, very.
It's
good
getting
point.
very close.
All right,
you
see
guys know that we
everybody.
always dress up for Halloween,
Yeah.
and we kicked butt last week or
Have
last year. Sean and I
quit.
always outclass everybody on the show when it comes to Halloween costumes, but we haven't exactly procured our plan for this year. We do have something a lot of fun for you guys because we don't take ourselves too seriously around here. It's the only day that we'll dress up like literal clowns for you guys. It'll be a heck of a lot of fun. You can give us ideas, but maybe DM them because we like it to be a surprise. So I don't want to say anything. There's lots of things that we can go to. I was mentioning Nikola just went green. The NASDAQ's trying to hold up here. Apple with a nice bounce off that 175 level. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think Apple is more important to tomorrow than the CPI number. That might be an unpopular thing to say, but it's a very decent chance that the CPI is a little bit of a nothing burger in terms of actual moving the market. Right? Apple, Nvidia, what goes on with these two names, Tesla, let's call it those three. Those are going to be the big ones. You guys have some great ideas out there that I've seen, like Trading Places, Batman and Robin. We do have something planned. I'm more than willing to shift to a great idea that you guys see in the future. But we do have something we wanted to do for almost a year now. So this market, I don't know if there's obviously no trades out there. Where are you guys coming up with these? I don't even remember doing that one. You guys are just throwing them everywhere. With these, like, I like that one. That's okay. We should reshoot those. I think we could do some other ones there. No, I can tell you right now, Anthony Kerr, and I'm going to call you out and point it out. That's not happening. We are not doing Oppenheimer and Barbie. I promise you that. You know what? It's like I'll draw a line somewhere. Like the bet that I would have to lose. Like, talk to me when WeWork is $2,500, and then one of us will dress up as Barbie for you guys. It's just not going to happen. So 2 minutes to go in here. I just saw. Can I have the live short float on ACB, please? I thought we went over this morning. I don't mind checking that for you. I'm not going to put any trades on at the end of the day here. So quickly, I pull up my trade ideas. 8% short float on ACB. Good day two rally, fail the dollar is the end of the day story for ACB. I do want to go back to that at some point, that dollar level. It should be a good one. We'll keep rinsing and repeating off those. I think the story, as we said, the Apple event was a sell the news event, but it found a bid at 175. The question will become, how do we react to this tomorrow, right? Everyone expected, I think most people were expecting a sell the news, and that's exactly what we got. So what do we do tomorrow? Apple has not had the best of last couple of weeks, but it's definitely in a bit of a channel. The futures broke the channel to the downside. I think we're looking pretty bearish until proven otherwise. That's my take on the overall market. Alan just asked for, someone just said Nikola, short float. 20 sounds about right. I can double check that. Let me just see if I can do that live. I like a Nikola breaking $1 again, 27% short float. If Nikola is a dollar breakout there tomorrow, I'm there for it. It was a good short through $1. We've only spent 3 days underneath. If it takes out the dollar to the upside, I can go long Nikola too. I don't have a problem with that. But that dollar break, 27% short float, I got you. I got you on that one. Thank you very much. We're at 993 likes, so somebody has a chance to get us over 1,000. Appreciate all the love here. It's been a fun day trading. As I said, and I want to say it one more time, I really did like the midday duo today, and shout out to Adam for stepping up there, just doing a fantastic job with Max. Max is always fire, but a great. It's not a debut, but it was the first time he did the full show. So show the love for them, and we're here every single day doing our thing. But that was a great midday show. We don't thank them enough. Get the camera off me, and please put it on Katrine there as the countdown is on for your Tuesday. Apple event day is coming to an end in 5, 4, 3, 2, and ring it. So I'm just going to say right now, Brankles, I have 2 orders that will not cancel. I don't know if you just heard that. I'm pretty sure they're not going to fail, but there they go. They actually just canceled now. I just want to say it out loud so I didn't forget it. Thank you, guys. It's been an absolute blast of a day. It's been a fun one. There's been lots of runs to the upside. That's me giving a plug to Sunrun, which was a late mover. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Great job on the 1s and 2s, giving us a lot of fun there. Obviously, Fabian Marine, we've been keeping it light. We've been having a lot of fun with it. Despite the fact that he was dogging me on the Cowboys, doing a great job today, filling in, and all week filling in for Brennan has been Shreve. And as I said, the midday guys are absolutely crushing it. But enough of me. It is time to get to the desk for the markets recap with Sean. I got it right.
That's right. It's a recap show. Thank you so much to everybody joining me here one more time tonight. We're going to have a very special guest coming through. We're excited. But yeah, what a wild day. Thank you again